The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about.
Yes, speaking his mind.
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
While being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, beautiful people. It is Feel Good Friday, July 22nd, 2022, and this sports show on the internet radio begins now.
Let's ride.
That's right. Let's ride into a Feel Good Friday in which we will have Dan Orlovsky joining us in about 17 minutes. Now, he attempted to join us yesterday, and he had no internet. He said it was a thunderstorm. We're saying it's potentially bad operating human in Dan Orlovsky, but today he'll be on, and today's a great day to have Orlovsky on because everybody knows that Dahn is the voice of quarterbacks on ESPN. He's become the quarterback guru to the world, and Madden has officially released their ratings for quarterbacks on Madden.
Whoa.
So we won't debut those yet. We will let Dan Orlovsky see those for the first time and have our conversation with him because there's a couple. Interesting. But once again, anytime something like this happens, we have to judge the people making the decisions more so than judge the actual numbers. I think Madden has, some flaws.
Yeah, sure. More than some.
That's the voice of the Madden community at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt at the Toxic Table and at Tone Diggs is here, one half of the Hammer, Dahn Cowboys. And Madden does have some flaws, and those have certainly been spotlighted over the years as the game has remained the damn near same for years and years and years, right?
Yeah. Well said. Oh, yeah.
But the ratings, it feels like by the Madden community, have been gospel. They've been, the Bible almost. They have single-handedly determined some people probably making it into the Pro Bowl in real life because how they're depicted in a video game. And is it real? Is it not real? So although we have to take these things seriously because narratives are being built about players through their score, through Madden, we always have to remember who the fuck's doing the ratings.
Exactly.
Maybe it's somebody that knows more than everybody else. Maybe there's somebody that has a little bit of a vendetta against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yeah. Maybe it's somebody who has no experience or no clue at one particular position but played in another position, but they couldn't find somebody to do it in this position, so I'll pick up this position as well. I know football, but do I know what this position is? No. But I think sometimes they get 100% right. But just like anything that happens in this world, there's going to be errors, and I think a lot of people find a lot of them, especially whenever you're rating people for the first time from 0 to 100. Because contracts, whenever those come up, that's really the only way you can judge people next to each other in the NFL or in professional football. How much are they making? How much have they made? Is that a team-friendly deal or what they're actually worth? And then you see every other player look, oh, that's what I'm fucking worth, because now a number is actually being put next to them. Madden's been doing that the whole time, and it's everybody in the NFL. Hi, my name is Peter Bumblefuck.
Hey, Pete.
And I'm an educator. I was a high school gym teacher, and I know football on the ins and outs. And this guy who's in the NFL, he's 62.
62.
Okay,
62s are making it in the NFL. I mean, how's that even? Like, that is what we have to remember through it all. Excited to hear what Dan Orlovsky has to say about the 10 quarterbacks that are rated at the top of the Madden NFL game. There's some...
Couple head scratchers.
Oh, yeah.
I would never be the one who would say, you know what, I should be given ratings for quarterbacks.
Sure.
Okay? Been around, a couple good.
Sure.
Yeah.
No, couple good quarterbacks.
Right.
Hall of Fame.
Would not feel comfortable or confident enough to put a number right next to every single one of them.
Yeah.
No way.
So we have to give a little bit of respect, I guess, to the Madden adjudicators that have enough confidence to go ahead and put their names on a number on somebody that's much more athletic than them and probably knows the sport much better than them. But with that being said, there's always going to be backlash. Speaking of backlash, the NFC West is alive and well after the Kyler Murray deal gets signed and inked yesterday. I have it on anonymous sources have told me that they're very happy that that is over with.
Okay.
I can imagine.
That they are very happy to be through that particular chapter of the relationship. Business has to happen because somebody's making money. So the people that are working should be making money as well. Kyler Murray has done a great job for the Arizona Cardinals. Kyler Murray, BK, the Arizona Cardinals, BK.
Okay. For Kyler.
Pretty trash.
Very bad.
Right? I mean,
Right.
Kurt Warner and them boys had a good run.
They did.
After KW.
And BA had a run.
Little one
you
with Carson Palmer.
They had a run, but never really went. You know what I mean? Never like they did. But there was an era there where it was like, what's going on, Cardinal football?
Yeah.
Bad.
Are they falling apart over there in the desert? That city is so goddamn beautiful and glorious. So gorgeous. The stadium is immaculate. Everything is perfect out there. Is that team dead? BK, they were thinking that. PK, post Kyler, it's a whole different game. Now it's, hey, we should be in playoffs. We should be in the Super Bowl. We should be in conversations for winning big-time games because we got a quarterback. We got an owner that's going all in on the roster. We just put extensions on the GM and the head coach. This should be a crew that goes on and does the thing. There should be a lot of excitement, but I assume that from my anonymous sources, his sentiment is echoing everybody else's, that thank God they got this done and they can move forward and only think about football because we are only 48 days away from the NFL. This whole Kyler thing worked out exactly how Steve Keim told us it was going to work out, right? And I think everybody just had an assumption this was going to take place. 160 M's guaranteed is a lot of money to just assume happened, but I'm happy it worked out.
Yeah, we were ultimately just seeing how much he was going to get paid, right? Because when you look at it, it's like their hands were kind of tied. Granted, he could have kept playing, through the rest of his deal, but it's like, we always talk about what's on the other side of that. Like, how can you let that guy go if your hope is like, oh, well, maybe we'll get a guy just like him in the draft. Like, they really didn't have a choice, and it was kind of just, hey, how much guaranteed money are they going to get him, and when is he going to kind of, because, he had the thing where you unfollowed him on Instagram and all that kind of stuff, but it felt like ultimately he was always going to come back, and it was just about like, hey, pay me what I'm worth.
You know what they say about grass? They say you go ahead and put a little flame to it, you feel good.
That's right.
They also say, and they had said for a long time, that it was greener on the other side. Because you just said they don't want to go down the road of not knowing who their quarterback is, which is so accurate at every important position in life, basically, but definitely in the NFL. They said a grass screener on the other side. Let's go see what it is. The grass screener where you water it.
That's right.
And when you pay them, and then you surround them with a team, and you get, it feels like everybody rowing in the same direction. Cardinals might be a team to look out for. Now, let's take a little peek see at the NFC West odds after the signing happened here. So obviously the reigning, defending, undisputed Super Bowl champions of the world are the favorites to win at plus 125. Whoa. The 49ers with Trey Lance, a quarterback, a man who's never, has he started? No.
He started one game last year when Jimmy G was out with that injury.
Okay, so he started one game
against
in the
Cardinals.
One game in the NFL. They're at plus 200 because that roster around them. Kyler Murray just got signed. They don't have D-Hop for 6 games. They're at plus 300 to win the NFC West. And then the Seahawks, and we put Geno Smith on here just strictly out of respect for Geno, and Geno's been there, and that could be Drew Luck. They're at plus 1,500 to win the NFC West. So the Cardinals just paid their quarterback. They've invested in their entire team. They've been able to kind of put momentum in their favor. They're still third place in the odds of just their division. I mean, it is going to be tough to get out of the NFC West, and that's why you got to participate. That's why you got to pay guys. That's why you got to get going. Matthew Stafford, $40 million a year. Good for him getting out of Detroit.
There you go, Matty.
Getting out of Detroit, which he still calls home, still has a home.
Yep.
Still loves. He goes to L.A., immediately becomes much more likable by the national media, wins a Super Bowl, and gets paid more money than he's ever been paid, even though he got like $50 million guaranteed whenever he was drafted number 1 overall. Trey Lance making $8.5 million a year, his number 3 overall pick. Kyler Murray's making $46.1 million per year, which is $100,000 more per year than Deshaun Watson.
Okay.
And then Geno and Drew Lock about $3.5 million per year. So I'll be, fascinated to see how it all plays out. Is Trey Lance a guy? Sportsbooks think so.
Yeah.
They think Shanahan
time.
thinks so. They think Lynch thinks so. They think that roster is good. But the LA Rams, still the big bad wolf. And it looks like they've been enjoying their celebrations. But you got a lot of vets over there that decided to run it back. I'm not sure you're running it back to just lay an egg. I think the Rams are going to be fucking good again as well. Who else? They brought in somebody.
Allen Robinson.
Boom. There it is. And Odell Beckham's still out there, potentially going to end up back there. He crashed Sean McVay's wedding. I can't wait to watch NFC West football this year.
Yeah, both the West divisions are going to be a primetime game like every week. But now with the Kyler contract especially, what's the expectation, like Super Bowl or bust now? Especially with looking at those odds?
He hasn't won a playoff game, I don't think.
Yeah, he has.
But you have to win if you get paid, you have to win a Super Bowl.
Or even at least go to the conference championship. And I guess Trey Lance kind of has those expectations too, just because Jimmy G took him there and now it's his team.
I think Trey's got a few years, but it's interesting because that roster's set up to go now.
Yeah, it's the exact same.
It's set up to go now, but I think expectation common would be he's young, let him get a little bit. He's got a year under his belt. Like, very feasible for us to have a conversation 1 year from now saying, all right, the Niners, Trey Lance has a year under his belt, got to experience NFL football at a high level. It was his team. What are they going to do this year with basically the same? Like, I could see that conversation happening.
Yeah.
But what if Trey Lance is a dude? What if they just catch lightning in a bottle, and that team that's been so close, finally breaks through on their new quarterback? It's not going to be easy for the Cardinals to make it.
No.
It is not going to be easy to live up to the expectations of that deal. No. But I guess that's why you play the game.
Oh, yeah.
Rams also added Bobby Wagner, but they did lose, obviously, Odell and Robert Woods. They both are injured and they're gone. They lost Whitworth, so I assume was the leader there on the offensive line.
His head was sticking up into the camera on the SBC. They did like a shot where they thought they were over the couch section of the theater, and his big bald head was just sitting like sideways in the middle of him. Like, that's a big. His caddy was a teammate of his at the Bengals at the American Century Championship. Big fuck. Huge. I mean, huge. He had Whitworth, the Whitworth tag on his back, and he was walking away from me, and I walked up and just like hit the person in the back. I'm like, are you another one? Like, is every Whitworth just a fucking big? He's like, oh, I was actually teammates with him in Cincinnati. They by far were the largest at the American Century Championship. They're going to miss him, right?
Yeah,
I mean, his
I think
age,
so.
There's so many records he broke for playing tackle at his age and the amount of snaps he played, I think, and everything. They're going to miss that, but I have faith in Sean McVay, and the guy
Sure.
Sneed who says, fuck them picks.
Yeah.
I will give me the vets who know how to play over here. If they go back to back to back, everything that Sean McVay just decided to do, turning down however much money he turned down from Amazon, and Aaron Donald going back and playing whenever he was allegedly very comfortable with leaving, I mean, it'll all be worth it. Are they the next dynasty? We said this about the Chiefs. Are the Chiefs the next dynasty? Chiefs have done well, but anytime they don't win a Super Bowl, people are going to say, this ain't what the Patriots would have done.
Exactly.
Patriots would have been able to come back and do it. The Patriots dynasty set an unrealistic expectation for a lot of people, but everybody's chasing that. Everybody's goal is that, but we ain't ever going to see that again.
No, never.
Ever. We ain't ever going to
Any
see that
sport.
again.
It
I don't
does
think-
make it easier for them that they are in the NFC. They're in a tough division, but I could see 3 come out of the West because the rest of the NFC, obviously you have the Packers at the top of the North, and then the East, who the fuck knows, and the South is probably the Bucks. So you could probably get 3 out of the West, 1 out of the North and South, and then maybe 2 out of the East or whatever. But who
I know
knows?
you were looking for odds the other day on 3 out of 1 division.
He wanted
Yeah.
the AFC West. I think it's more likely the NFC West gets 3.
Did they have 3 last year?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it wouldn't be like unprecedented.
No.
That has to be a bet. I assume it's pretty good odds
Yeah.
on 3 out of
Yeah, I
the
would
NFC
assume
West
so,
making
yes.
it in there.
Yeah, I think the big swing would just be whether or not the Vikings kind of take a
Correct.
step this year because they could be the other team that kind of steals a spot.
Saints too.
Yeah.
I'm not completely out of the woods with the Saints.
Me either.
They got Michael Thomas back. They got Jarvis Landry.
Do they?
Do they?
Yeah, they do.
Do they? Michael Thomas on the PUP, physically unable to perform list, missed all last year. Obviously had the rehab to health, then surgery decision to health, missed a lot of games. There was some differences, I believe, between Michael Thomas and the organization. This offseason, he was in Southern California rehabbing after missing a year. Then he came back, and I guess now the Saints doctors just have to clear him, I think, is the Saints doctors have to clear him. So maybe the Saints doctors are just, doing thorough evaluations to make sure he's good. What if he misses more games?
Not just last year. He only played in like 5 the year before that. It's been
Mitch just hit like 16 different buttons. That'd be Mitch.
Boy, Mitt.
it's been a while.
Admit-
You would hope as a Saints fan that he would have been cleared before this.
Yes, well, I think as soon as I read that he was still doing his rehab in California, I was like, okay, all right. That was obviously discussed by the team and by Michael Thomas, and they're cool with it. But I think from a fan's perspective of the Saints, it's like, didn't you do this? You did this last year, right?
Yeah.
And then you came back, and then we missed the whole thing, and then now you're doing it again. And I think players should get rehab wherever they feel comfortable at. I'm just saying from a public perception,
Correct.
if he's to miss more, it's going to be like, well, why wasn't he in the building every single day with our doctors and everything? And I don't know who their doctors are, who their physical therapists are down there in New Orleans, but I know that would certainly be a conversation around the building. Like, this guy showed up, he's still not healthy after 2 years. What are
Right.
we even doing? We need him. He's a fucking guy. Because of what we're talking about right now, because of the drama kind of and the injury and everything, I think people forget. Michael Thomas comes back as Michael Thomas, he's a fucking guy.
Yeah.
Like not just a little bit.
He
Like
had
he is
150 catches the last full season he played.
Yeah.
Exactly.
he is the guy down there. And then you got Kamara as well.
Yep.
Taysom Hill, full-time gadget guy.
Yep.
Jarvis.
Jameis Winston, Jarvis Landry. You got the Honey Badger on the defensive side of the ball
They
again.
also got the guy from the Jets, I believe, Marcus
Marcus
May.
May.
Yeah.
Very good safety.
Mario Davis still.
Mario Davis, Marshawn Lattimore, CJ, GJ.
They drafted Olave.
Yeah.
So now let's head to the odds. Let's do that now. I mean, we're having pretty good convo there. Didn't just need to. The NFC, though. Green Bay, Minnesota out of the North. Let's go through it. Here's who's going to make the playoffs.
Okay.
Green Bay,
Yep.
Minnesota.
I think so too.
Really?
I like
I do. What is it, 7 per side? Bucks. We just had a hell of a conversation about the Saints there.
I know. That's why I
we
don't
just had a
know.
hell of a conversation about the Saints
Vikings. I mean, I don't know.
Saints make it.
First year coach.
okay.
NFC East, who cares? One of them.
Okay.
Eagles.
5.
And then only 2 from the NFC West, I guess. Is that what I'm saying? So if I give it to the Vikings, then I'm only saying 2 out of the NFC West.
Yeah.
And if I give one to the Saints, which would make a lot of sense, then we're taking, the NFC does seem gettable, though.
Oh,
Now
yeah.
do the AFC.
Okay, so
It's
you
impossible.
It's impossible.
So you got the Bengals going to make it. Ravens going to make it. Colts are going to make it.
Well,
definitely. We got a fucking Navy SEAL playing quarterback.
That's
now.
true.
An astronaut. And Marvel superheroes are coming to training camp.
Oh, that's right.
You got Marvel superheroes
about
coming to
that.
fucking training camp.
Shit.
You might ask yourself, it was announced that the Colts and Marvel have come together on a partnership and an agreement. You can take this off, mate. Yep. The whole Colts and Marvel relationship was announced today via Colts.com. This is a fucking big deal.
Huge deal.
Yeah.
The Indianapolis Colts said, hey, how can we, become open for business? How do we start attracting, people to training camp? How do we start really making money moves out here?
Yep.
They said, well, how about the biggest franchise in superhero history?
Yeah.
Let's make a deal with them.
do you
Indianapolis Colts, Marvel, now partners. Let's go.
Here we go.
Very smart. They got Spider-Man and Captain America coming to training camp.
Tom Holland and Chris Evans are coming to training camp.
Holy shit.
Not Tom Holland.
No,
What?
no, it's Chris Evans.
Chris Evans won't be there either. Okay.
What about the other
Tobey
Spider-Man
Maguire?
from before? Yeah.
Not Tobey Maguire. Now, I don't know who's going to be the Captain America. I don't know who's going to be doing it.
Sure.
But we did get a chance to figure out which Spider-Man will be coming to training camp.
Okay.
And we got a chance to catch up with him, actually. Here's Spider-Man coming to the Colts training camp here this upcoming fall with their partnership with Marvel. Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. Watch it jump on his chair. Break That was a bad decision. You're going to regret that decision.
I've regretted many, my friend. Don't you worry. It's not the first or the last.
Is that what happened? Is that what's happening? Are you the Spider-Man making an appearance at fucking Colts training camp this year? Did the Colts hire you after that performance in the phone room and said, listen, we need you at training camp to take pictures with the kids?
Well, I'm not so sure that was me because, you can't see whoever's face
clearly.
that
I think
was.
that might have been you.
That-
Look, I don't know.
clearly you.
If I was a superhero, I couldn't tell you because then that would ruin the whole entire mass situation that they have going on. But yeah, maybe I will be at Colts training camp, but I know the Colts don't want that because if I am at Colts training camp, there might be a little sabotage in the air. I might just Spidey someone's foot to the ground, maybe hurt somebody. Yeah. Everyone's sticking to the ground all of a sudden.
So I don't know which Spider-Man is getting invited to Colts training camp and which Captain America. I'm assuming they're not going to have the. No, it feels like
Not the
that's
big
not.
guns.
I read that partnership. I was pretty excited about it. I was pumped about it.
Yeah.
Kenny Moore.
Shoot.
Oh, Kenny Moore turned into a superhero.
Yeah.
Let's go and do it.
Kenny Thor?
Kenny Thor, how you doing? Big old biceps on a Quentin Nelson. They can make him a superhero.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
assume. I was like, oh my God, are they making
Oh,
a
yeah.
Marvel movie about the Colts? This team's right. You got the Maniac in
might.
there.
That's right.
DeForest Buckner's in
Why?
there. He's mad. I mean, they could really do this thing. Turns out it's not it. It's just Spider-Man and Captain America dress up folks coming to camp.
What the hell?
What is this?
There might be some graphics made now that they've heard you just say what you said.
Yeah, like a minute-long animation of the Colts players being superheroes, busting through some shit.
And maybe that's the open at the stadium.
Yeah, that'd be
Oh,
sweet.
there
when
you
you
go.
get there, it's a Marvel superheroes movie for
Da-da-da-da.
a minute and a half. Is that what it is? Did we read in the article that that's what it was?
I mean,
don't
Big Q
think
could
so.
definitely be the guy that runs through the walls. What's his name?
The Juggernaut,
The
bitch.
Thing?
Juggernaut.
Yeah.
Who's
Hulk,
Hulk?
too.
The Hulk
He could
is
be Hulk, too.
Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah, but
No,
Hulk.
on a team.
Yeah,
Quentin
Hulk
Nelson.
smash.
He could be that.
Yeah,
too.
right? Because it's a
Yeah.
big.
You won't like me when I'm angry.
I got a better idea. How about we quit all the tomfoolery and we pay Quentin Nelson and we pay Kenny Moore and get these guys playing football?
I agree.
All right. I mean, that is very fair.
Hey, we don't get a Super Bowl this year, too. That 10 years is closing
Two
in
and
very
10.
fast.
Jim Irsay says, fucking calm down.
Cool it.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to be calm until we sign Julio Jones or somebody for the Colts because what we have right now is not getting it done.
Joining us now is a quarterback that won games for the Indianapolis Colts.
Hell yeah.
When you think of great Indianapolis Colts quarterbacks, you obviously think of Johnny U,
What?
Yep.
Peyton Manning,
What?
Dan Orlovsky.
What?
Joining us now is the third person in that list of great quarterbacks that had won games while wearing the horseshoe on the side of their head. Now, this man is known as the quarterback authority on ESPN. Tried to talk to him yesterday. He's got some Bush League amateur hour internet setup that obviously ruined it all. But lo and behold, today we get the opportunity to be blessed by this man's brain. Ladies and gentlemen, Dahn Orlovsky. What's up, dude?
What's up, fella? I think my internet's going to be a little bit better today.
You look great. You got a good tan yesterday. We apologize for interrupting whatever you had going on, but it is fucking awesome to see you, pal. We've missed you, haven't we?
Oh, yeah. Big time.
We missed you, Dan.
Good to be back.
You look
Good
good.
to be back. I know you were away for a little bit. Some golf, some vacation, which was very well earned. So
Thank you.
It's good to be back in the show, guy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like 1 week off, 4 months, two different things, but I do understand what you're talking about. You haven't been on TV, in a year?
Yeah.
Well, you getting back on TV? What's going on? You drop in, you yell at everybody, you leave, you go do push-ups in the front yard, and then you come back. Are you gearing up for a big NFL season? Are we going to see you on ESPN, 8, 9 hours a day? Every day for this fall? What's going on? We know you signed a new deal. Let's celebrate a little bit.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, I'll be on every day, 181 straight days. I calculated it out. So it'll be 181 straight days of television for the most part. And I'll keep doing my same stuff, dude. Like, I'm basically going to do my same schedule as I did last year. I'll just have some of those ESPN, a Monday night football game, a Sunday morning game.
Here we go.
Hey.
Monday night,
Probably
Dan?
Saturday.
Monday night, Orlovsky?
Let's go.
Oh, my God.
Hell yeah.
What'd you say, Sunday what? Sunday morning what?
I think week 18 is a Sunday. I think it'll be a Saturday, playoff. It has to have playoff implications.
Mr. Saturday Night,
Here we
Dan
go.
Orlovsky. Let's go.
Yeah, Donald.
Super fired up, man. It'll be a lot of fun. We'll have a blast. I'll say a bunch of stuff that's going to tick people off. But yeah, it'd be a busy fall. I got another 3 weeks of life. 4 more weeks of summer, and then pandemonium picks up again.
Hey, listen, I know you haven't been on TV in a long time, and you've been enjoying summer, and you just talked about it there.
I was on TV Tuesday.
No, you weren't.
We didn't see it.
No.
I was
Nobody
100%
saw
on
it.
TV Tuesday.
Nobody saw it. Nobody saw it.
Falls
People
did.
at airports maybe and walking through a bar, they saw it. Nobody else saw it, okay? We don't, listen, we miss you. You need to up that internet up there, pal. What have you been? You've been skimping on the bill a little bit up there, Dan? Is that what you're saying? You're trying to knock down the power grid a little bit for the kids? What do you got going on?
You want the truth of the situation with this?
Well, that's what this
The
show's
reason
about.
why I live in Westport, Connecticut. So
That sucks.
Oh, it does it? I thought it was Big Yup Town. Is that
Oh, it is, but it sucks to live there, everyone says.
sorry, that's Connor, obviously. You know that. Yeah.
Connor, I was just in Devon's, Mass a couple weeks ago for
That's
a
not a
lacrosse
real
tournament. That sucks.
That's not a real place. Never even heard of it. Not
Play
real.
lacrosse there. Devon's lacrosse squad is the best. Everybody knows
It's not
that.
real. If it's west of Springfield, it's not real.
Anyways, nobody cares about this little interstate battle.
And this area it's not a poor area, I'll say that. And the people of the area refuse to put in a cell phone tower because they think
birds.
it looks not appropriate for the area.
You're telling me they're doing a little high horsing?
It's unbelievable, dude.
You're telling me
it's
that-
unbelievable.
You want to
Just
put
give me a cell phone tower. Pat, there's areas in my house where my cell phone doesn't get service. I don't even get cell service.
Listen,
It's 2022.
most of us were probably born into families that had a shit ton of money to begin with. We haven't really earned a dollar or a thing. But since we are in a modern technology world in which money can buy you access and technology, we're choosing not to because it's optically an eyesore.
Come on.
So fuck off, Orlovsky. Is that what they're doing right now?
Give me a cell phone tower, dude.
Oh, that's awesome. You yups are awesome, dude. The yups are awesome.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
The yups are the best, dude.
Build it yourself.
Say what up.
Hi.
What's up, pretty girl? How are you doing?
Good.
How's
Do you
summer?
remember Mr.
How's
Pat?
summer been with your dad?
No.
What did you ask her?
Jeez.
I got nothing, Dan. I got nothing
Thanks
for her.
a
Sorry
lot.
about it. Good to see you.
know, I Miss Samantha.
Yeah,
that
she's
gave
the
you that
one.
fun
She
box
wants
when
you
you
sent
got
you that
Uh,
box when you got your boo boo.
Oh, she knows my wife.
Oh yeah, now I remember.
Yeah, you want me right back over? You're too cute not to. How's,
Check it in the family.
how's summer been? How's summer been?
Hi.
How's your summer been? Good. Yeah.
Summer been good? Okay, you look great. Good to see you.
See ya.
Dan, you're going to watch this back and you're going to see that I might have let a fuck off slide whenever she said she didn't remember me. I didn't mean it. She didn't deserve it.
We forgive you.
All right, cool.
She won you back.
We forgive you.
She did. She won me back.
She won you back pretty quick.
How old is she?
She's 6.
Okay, so full sentences. Write? Can she write?
Yeah, dude, she's 6. She's not 2.
Well,
How do I know?
what's the difference?
Use phone?
She's got 3 older brothers, though. So, like, every younger kid does things faster because of the older brothers.
Dog.
Okay, so at what age does she start speaking like full sentences and understanding things that are happening around her?
I think like 4 years old, it started happening for her. But I think the older brothers factored that in a little bit, being around so many older kids and stuff.
Hey, what's going on? Earmuffs. Everybody, earmuffs.
Earmuffs.
All right. Guys, go outside.
She doesn't have her earmuffs. She's 6 years old.
Come on.
You know how it's hard.
I want to get popsicles now.
They're good.
We're making popsicles. Oh my God. It's like 110 degrees getting popsicles.
Yeah, I want one.
Oh my God, what a good
Come
time. We're at Losky House. Are they in earshot right now?
No, you're good.
Okay, so like Ty just had a baby. For the next 4 years, I can just drop as many fuck bombs as I want around, and that won't be a thing. Once she'll become a sponge at the age of 4 or 5.
Yeah, I mean, 3, you could start to like pick some stuff up, but they're, like they're not going to comprehend what it actually is. They've got friends who tee it off and let it fly. But
Not in that yup community.
Up until 3, I think you're clean.
Okay, good. All right, perfect.
Good to know.
Uncle Pat's still a fan favorite over there.
Let's go.
I had a kid, that's right.
What's that? Yeah, just had one. Congrats, Ty.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Shocking some of that sex with you. That's awesome.
From the foul line.
I mean, low-hanging fruit. He's like the 400th person to say. Jake Laser used that as well, so congrats, Dan.
So, hey, he's saying hack joke.
Big time. Big time.
But
But I respect it.
I never claimed to be creative.
That was good. That was good.
Let's talk about you being creative or being upset or something like that. ESPN did a interview of 50 executives, coaches, and players in the NFL to rank the top 10 quarterbacks. You got all pissed off. Obviously, everybody got pissed off about it for one reason or another. Anytime you do a ranking system of fucking great athletes and great quarterbacks, there's always going to be a little bit of tension, I think, with the decisions. Now, it's always anonymous. It's always bullshit. But Madden, as of this morning, put out their top 10. And I'm intrigued to hear your thoughts on this. Have you seen this yet?
Of the top 10 quarterbacks?
For Madden ratings. It just came out this morning.
Okay, no.
Yes!
Here we go.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, quarterback guru for ESPN, the face of quarterbacking for the next 181 days of the NFL season.
Yes.
We are introducing Dan Orlovsky to the Madden quarterback ratings for the first time. I'm excited to get your take on this because the top 50 executives with the top 10 with no Lamar Jackson on there, Deshaun Watson was on there, many others were on there. You obviously and many others were upset about it. Wait till you see this one. Please put it up onto the screen, please. Go ahead, go full screen on that thing. This is
Brady, Rodgers, Patrick, Josh, Joe, Dak, Herbert. So I would absolutely put, these are Madden ratings.
Hey, that's what we said yesterday as well. We have to judge the people doing the judging and making the decisions. Madden ratings, I assume, get some very right, but they shape a lot of people's opinions about players strictly because they play it every day. They get people into Pro Bowls, by the way, and there has long been people pissed off about the ratings. How about Matty Stafford, reigning, defending Super Bowl champion and Triple Crown, wide receiver, and I think even Yak. So he had top 4 stats in one wide receiver with Cooper Kupp, won the Super Bowl. He's down at 85. Tom Brady at 97, I believe is the tip of the cap to the GOAT for being the GOAT. And Aaron Rodgers up there. How do you feel about Lamar Jackson? How low he is. Dak Prescott, how high he is. What are your thoughts, Dan, as you kind of digest this for the last couple moments?
Yeah, so I think, first of all, I would put Rodgers at 1, Brady at 2. But that's right, splitting hairs. I think Dak, I obviously would not have Dak in the top 10. I'd have Herbert at 6. I'd have Lamar at 7. I'd have Russell at 8. Or you know what, excuse me. I would have Herbert at 6, Stafford at 7, and then Lamar 8, Russell 9. Number 10 would probably be
Mac Jones.
Matt Ryan.
nah, not Matt Ryan. Certainly not Mac just yet, but probably Deshaun as a player just on the field. I don't know if
Do
Madden
we know
didn't
that,
have
though?
it in there.
Just real quick, Dan, do we know that?
Do we know what?
I mean, listen, I understand that when Deshaun was playing, you could take that down now, Mitt. When Deshaun was
He
playing,
hasn't played in 2 years.
yeah, he hasn't played in like 2 years. He's been through a lot too. I mean, like that has to be wearing and everything. Do you think you think he'll come back just as good as he was? And now, who knows how many games he's going to be suspended? Who knows how long the Honorable Sue Robinson will decide for him to be suspended? But everybody's just assuming he's going to be all the way back. Is that going to take is it like riding a bike? I have no idea. I don't fully think I comprehend the position enough to know.
Yeah, the situation reminds me of remember when Michael Vick went away to jail for, I think it was 2 years, right? And he was playing at a incredibly high level. And then he came back and we were all like, he's 2 years older, hasn't played. And all of a sudden he went to Philadelphia and it was almost like he revitalized his career, got another huge contract and played really well. So I don't want to minimize it as it's just like riding a bike, but I don't think it's going to be he's going to go from a guy who had one of the historically best passing seasons ever to, he's playing backup quarterback level ball. So I think Deshaun, after a couple games of getting back on the field playing wise, is going to be playing at an incredibly high level again.
And everybody knows that we were on the Matthew Stafford train before literally anybody else, and then you hopped on later, and he goes on to win the Super Bowl and everything.
I know who I'd have to have on there. Derek Carr. Derek Carr would have to be in my top 10.
Do you enjoy, before we get to Matthew Stafford, let's do Derek Carr. Why is Derek Carr saying that everybody's counting them out? Is that an actual thing that's happening in your hallways over there at ESPN? Because I don't think Chandler Jones is brought in. They're spending a bunch of money. McDaniels is there. Derek Carr's there. Hunter Renfrow just signed a deal. Devontae Adams just signed a deal. I think expectations are very high, I think, for the Raiders for the first time, long time, right? I mean, and I like the fact that Derek is somehow maybe, he's just trained to be like, everybody thinks we're going to stink. Everybody thinks we're going to stink. And then he goes out and balls and he wins games. But it feels like this is the year almost they've gotten the most love, don't you think? And is Derek Carr going to get to showcase who he's the guy this year, you think? Not that he hasn't in the past, but like back into national prominence, because when the Colts played the Raiders Christmas Eve, Derek Carr was quarterback. He was going to be MVP. The Raiders were going. Then an unfortunate sack in which Derek's leg was literally twisted off of his knee almost at the thing. Yeah. He gets injured, kind of disappears. Then the Raiders leave Oakland. They go to Las Vegas. They have a lot of drama around it. Do you think this is the year where Carr's name is back in the national limelight and the national spotlight conversation that's happening on like your shows and other shows?
Yeah, well, it has to be. He's no longer allowed to be good. With Devontae, he's got to go be great. I think this is the year that they've gotten the most appreciation. That division, as everyone knows, is just brutal. And it's the first year that we can legitimately say teams other than the Chiefs, we feel confident that they're going to at least give the Chiefs everything they can to win the division. All three of those other teams. I think this is about Derek. Derek's been really good. He's got 4 straight years of 4,000 yards. But the thing is, in that 4-year span of 4,000 yards and playing good football, he averages like 23 touchdowns and 10 interceptions those seasons, right? Good numbers, certainly not great numbers. I think he's been really clutch in certain moments, but dude, like you can't go throw for 26 touchdowns and 9 interceptions this year because you got 3 of the bests. You have the best, if not the best wide receivers in football.
Hunter.
You have one of the, if not the best slot wide receivers in football in Renfrow. And then you have one of the, if not the best pass-catching tight end in football in Waller. So you got 3 of the bests. That offensive line, specifically on the right side, is going to be the big issue. But with the money that they've given Derek, it's that he's past that point now of, okay, really good. You've got to be so great that you win games because of him, and then you cover up some of the other deficiencies on your offensive roster.
Dan, quickly, to follow up on the point you just made there, I think it was, you've said it a few times, I don't know where it started, but You basically said the offense coordinators are being irresponsible if they're not utilizing every single yard on the field because the way the rules are set up and the way schemes are set up these days with what you can do. You think McDaniel's going to have a fucking field day with Devontae, Hunter, and Darren? Yeah. I mean, that is, you can create space everywhere there, right? That's all you could ever ask for.
Yeah, and I think that those wide receiver, I mean, Devontae's job is going to be, I don't want to say easier than ever, but I'll throw another name out there for people to pay attention to, and it's Foster Moreau. Shout out to Will Compton for the proper pronunciation of that. But, you know, the Raiders have a really good multiple tight end package as well. And I think that that's going to put binds on defenses, and Devontae's going to get a ton of one-on-ones and really good matchups, and the same with Hunter. So, I mean, Josh McDaniels has for 15 years been a guy that has either grew up or ran the offense that was all about creating
mismatch.
I'm going to take a better player, get him on a lesser player in more area, and let that guy win more than he should. And I think that's going to be that offense has the chance to be top 5, top 6 in the league. The Raiders will be all about if their defense doesn't stink or not.
Matthew Stafford, to get back to that. But by the way, I'm pumped for the Raiders.
Yeah. Me too.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Love McDaniels.
Yeah, no doubt.
Las Vegas is also alive.
Yeah.
Pretty sweet.
That stadium, they made the most amount of money on ticket sales this year. The Las Vegas Raiders.
That stadium is off the charts. I haven't been to it, even though like the draft was out there in the Pro Bowl, but I heard that stadium is just off the charts.
Yeah, I mean, I was in there like the second week it was open, third week it was open for SummerSlam last year.
Yep.
And Garth Brooks, I think, was the only one that had done a concert in there. And their entire
POS system
crashed.
Yeah, not good.
This was one of the first ones, but I think they got that out of the way, and it has been nothing but glowing reviews because when you look at it, it's beautiful.
Yeah,
I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. It's huge, and the way they have it set up is very Vegas-y. It's like a good time. I hope they have nothing but success over there. Good luck to the Raiders. I'm excited for it. Before the boys have their questions for you, Dan, Matthew Stafford, why do you think, now I know Derek Carr says nobody ever thinks anything of him. Matthew Stafford, do you think it's just because he was with the Lions and they stunk for so bad why he doesn't really get chatted about much? He's so fucking good at the football, and I don't think there's many people that give him any credit at all for it.
I think he's that partly, but I think it's just his persona is so quiet. His personality is so quiet. I mean, the AT&T commercial that AT&T has run 454 million times was like the most publicity he's ever had. He doesn't have social media. He's not like, a guy that in interviews is going to give some great quotes. So I think, if you just look at the top 10 list, he's probably him and Herbert are two of the most reserved guys on that list. So I think that's a little bit part of it as well. And, he went to a place that was super talented, had a brainiac as a head coach. So maybe that minimizes what people think his impact actually was. But I've said it for years now, and so have other people in the league. Like, just watch. If you've either played with or play against, talent-wise, he's as good as anybody that's coming to the NFL. Talent-wise, I know Aaron's widely thought of as the most talented thrower of the football, or one of the. Matthew Stafford can go throw for throw with Aaron.
Okay. Don't be stupid, Dan.
I don't know.
Dan, don't be stupid. Don't be dumb.
He can go throw for throw with them. And I bet you Aaron would tell you that.
He loves Dahn. He's actually said, well, who knows after the whole, meme thing that happened between the two. But, he's you saw it.
What meme?
No, you saw it.
Come on, Dan.
You saw it?
You know them.
I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about.
Really?
There's a meme with the two of them?
Well, there was a meme with a quote that wasn't a real, which happened yesterday on the internet, by the way. A quote that wasn't actually a quote from somebody, that somebody thought was a quote from somebody, responded to quote from somebody, kind of buried somebody while putting over husband, who's also very good. You don't remember this whole situation?
I don't remember it, but I know you're talking about,
You remember.
Yeah, because, listen, I'm a fan of the Staffords as well. You and I both. I'm a fan of the Staffords. Kelly saw a quote that wasn't a real quote from Aaron. Aaron's probably in Costa Rica at some time when this quote came out from Aaron Rodgers about being the best quarterback in any division in the NFC North's history. Basically, like, not a real Aaron quote. Why would Aaron say that?
Sure.
She said maybe in Chicago and Minnesota, not Detroit or whatever, and it caused like uproar on the internet. Remember, because it was like Stafford and Aaron Rodgers are beefing, and I would assume Aaron didn't even have a phone on him.
No.
He came back to it maybe a week or two later and was like, "What happened?
What's going on here?"
And that whole thing. That you remember that?
I don't think either of those guys care about that stuff, though. I think either of those guys are like, yeah, whatever, dude.
No, I concur completely. But you just acting. I mean,
It's tough.
you think
Throw for throw, yeah.
go
for
back
sure.
to the reel.
What?
Go hit the rest. Go hit the highlights. How about that Cowboys
will.
throw? I mean, the Cowboys throw, the Cardinals
Jared
throw,
Cook down the
the
sideline.
Lions throw. I mean, there is just so many that is just like ting, ping, boom in the biggest moments. You're saying Stafford could do all that and more.
Well, yeah, not and more. I'm
How
saying
about
you can
in
go
the
throw
end
for
zone?
throw.
Remember in the end zone?
Aaron's done it.
Three people
Aaron's
grabbed
done
it.
it.
Colts.
Devontae
Yeah.
right over top in the middle. I think it was 3rd and 11 or something
Yeah,
like that.
in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
What
How
throw
about
you
that
talking
net?
about?
How about
I mean,
that
dude,
net?
I could bring
Training
up
camp
the
net.
joke.
Oh, the training camp net. You think Stafford? All right. I mean, we'll see.
Maybe.
That
All
thing's
right,
like this big,
Pat.
60 yards away.
The training camp net stuff isn't that hard, dude.
All right, bet. Okay, Dan, where are we going to put you in a net at? And then let's just get you
Thunderdome.
in the Thunderdome. Need you to come to the Thunderdome when it opens up, and we have the yardage. We'll put a field outside for you to go do it. You think? What are you talking about? It's not that hard. It's like it's this big, the fucking net.
No, it's not. That net that he's thrown into is like 3 feet big.
Oh, no,
Guys,
minimize it. Look at this guy. Oh, wow. Unbelievable.
So when you watch the college kids from the 50-yard line hit the crossbar, is that like, oh my gosh, impressive?
No, because they're throwing it probably as hard as they can. So it's just like setting up a trick shot in which you put a ball or a hole somewhere, and then you just throw it as hard as you can. How far does it go? Boom, it goes right there. Not that impressive. You don't have to have any touch. This is touch, accuracy, and bomb time.
Yeah, I'm not like saying it's not a really good throw, but it's not like he's the only human being in the world, like on the planet Earth, making that throw, guy.
No, I understand, but first time, every time, it seems like this guy.
Oh, that's his
Pit
first rep?
Vipers.
Oh, yeah, first
yes.
rep, every time.
Yes, Pit Vipers
Yep.
on,
Oh,
walking
all right,
into
all right,
training
all right.
camp.
Context,
Hey, let me see that
context,
ball. Let me see that ball real quick. Let me spin this fucking thing around. Oh, okay. Phew. Bang right
All
in
right,
there.
context for like first time, walk out and drill it. Yes, that is very. I'm talking.
Well, you know
I
why?
thought it was he's taken 20 reps and one of them went down.
Hey, you know why, Dan? You know why?
Why?
Because the guy, whether you like him or not, is the most talented fucking ball thrower of all time. Hey, that is
I
just,
like him or not.
huh?
Don't start phrasing stuff like that, whether I like him or not, dude.
How you
know
doing?
some of the stuff
he's
he's been
got-
saying.
I mean, he was saying a lot. You almost took that quote from that meme that Kelly took
Yeah.
and almost said it right there. I could hear it. No, I understand what you're saying, though. And he said the same thing. And watching Stafford, like, do the shit he does, I'm so happy he got out of Detroit. And no
I think they're the
offense.
team to beat this year in the NFC, the Rams. I mean, I don't think that's a crazy statement, but I think it's the Rams, the team to beat for sure.
How about in the AFC? Let's go to Lamar Jackson because you're a big fan, as are we, by the way. And I don't know, if maybe he was just waiting for the Kyler deal to get done so that there would be a little bit more study of the market. What's the market going to do? What's the expectation? Because he does rep himself. Who knows if a deal will get done or not? Last year, a lot of adversity with COVID and injuries, and now lose Hollywood Brown. What do you expect out of Lamar? And are they in the running, you think, of the AFC? The Bengals are in there, obviously right next to them. The Bills are the favorites for, I think, the entire NFL. The Chiefs still exist. Matt Ryan came to Indianapolis. Everybody can suck it. Yeah. And Mike Vrabel is still the head coach of the Tennessee Titans. What do you think of the AFC, and what do you think about Lamar Jackson's bounce back year after last year maybe didn't work out perfectly for them?
Yeah, I can give you 8 legitimate teams in that conference that are real Super Bowl contenders. 8, which is obviously half the conference, which is insane. I would tell you this in regards to Lamar in Baltimore. They were, through week 12 last year or week 13, were the number 1 seed in the AFC, and he was the MVP of the National Football League. And that was with historic injury loss on their football team. So to think that they aren't going to be equally as good or as dangerous as anybody in the AFC, and he's not going to be in the MVP conversation is outrageous. I think Lamar is going to come into this year and have a giant middle finger up to prove a lot of people who have said a lot of stuff about him this offseason incorrectly. I think they're going to go back to a little bit of that 2018, 2019 offense with multiple tight ends and be less dependent on the wide receivers. And I think, like, when I think of Lamar, I think of two things, Pat. When he sat down, I think it was on LeBron's show, he said he's motivated by two things. He wants to win a Super Bowl and he wants to be a billionaire. And I think that he doesn't feel that he is capable of becoming that billionaire right now until he goes and wins a Super Bowl. Because once he does that, he goes to say, you got to pay me $400 million. So I think that's just where he is. I think he's a crazy, confident kid.
As he should be. You think that because remember, in high school, he was doing what he's doing, and they're like, yeah, but we'll work college. Louisville is the team that's like, we think it will work here. Then it does, obviously, has great success, and everybody's like, who's your agent? Me and my mom are going to handle it or whatever. They're giving you bad advice. You should be a wide receiver. You should be a slot wide receiver. You should work out at wide receiver. Nope, I'm a quarterback. You won't be able to do what you did at Louisville. Okay, Louisville. You won't be able to do what you did at Louisville in the men's league. Like, that's not how it goes. Everybody's fast. Then he gets in the league. Same exact fucking thing. His entire life, he's been able to shake the shit out of whoever. And I think he should be crazy confident. You think that he's being patient with the contract because if he wins again, if they already won a playoff game, right? He's won an MVP. They've won a playoff game. If they continue to take the step, the value only goes up, and he's just betting on himself, you think?
Yeah, absolutely. And I would imagine he's sitting there going, back to my initial point of, dude, we were the 1 seed last year with 4 or 5 games to go with all those injuries. If our team stays healthy, there's nobody in the NFL that we can't beat. And I think that's the way he's looking at it, is going, look how good we were with all the bad stuff. And I think if they stay healthy and he plays remotely close to the way he did with the supporting cast around him, like, yeah, they very much so can win the whole thing. I think they're that good. I think he's that talented, and I think he's that competitive.
So 250 M's guaranteed. It's easy. It's an easy deal. Just give me $250 million guaranteed. I'll go win a Super Bowl if you need it. We can't thank you enough for joining us, Dan. The boys have a couple questions. Is that okay, quick?
Of course. Of course.
Go ahead, Connor.
Yeah, Dan, now that the roles for the Patriots head coaches have been announced, do they mean anything, one? And does it give you any more confidence in Mac Jones or no?
My confidence in Mac Jones is as high as it can be. I'm just not confident in the situation. I don't know. I tried to sit here and figure out, okay, how come there's no titles for anybody, essentially? There's no offensive coordinator, no defensive coordinator. The Patriots have notoriously been positionless in many ways in football, so it seems like they're going some ways positionless in their coaching staff. I sit here and I go, in that conference, given the fact that the offense is talented but not overly talented, year 2 of a quarterback that I think the world of, and they got worse when it came to one of their strengths, and that was Josh McDaniels. And I look in the division. If we just look at who's really good at the play calling in the division, I have more faith in Ken Dorsey than I have whatever situation is in New England. Certainly Mike McDaniel in Miami than whatever's in New England. Mike LaFleur was really good the last 8 games of the year for the Jets. So, there's so much of I don't know if I've ever seen it before. So my confidence in Mac is sky high. The guy who's looking over the quarterbacks called quarterback sneak on 3rd and 10 last year. Like, I don't know what to take from that.
Yeah, I mean, I have faith in Bill Belichick.
Mm-hmm. Sure, but if it wasn't Bill Belichick, if this was
we said it for 20 years.
Like, what the heck are we doing?
We've said that for 20 years, though, time and time again, right? And it just always seems to work out. And maybe we are at the time where it doesn't. No bull. No bull that could happen.
That sounds like bull.
No,
I'd love to know the reasoning. I'd love to know the why of the reason that they're doing it. I would love to know.
Bill probably doesn't want to bring anybody new into his shit at this stage.
Bingo.
You know what I mean?
They don't want teams to be prepared for the 3rd and 10 sneak. If they name Joe Judge.
Joe Judge ain't calling a 3rd and 10 sneak. I don't think with Bill Belichick over his shoulder.
I'd cut him down at the knees.
Hey, Bill Belichick say, I love punters, and I understand I love punting, but There ain't no reason for a quarterback in a position to get fucked up to go ahead and play.
But they technically did bring someone new in. I mean, Joe Judge was not there last year. I know he has a past there, but so does Bill O'Brien.
Bill O'Brien, though, he
also was at practice.
He was at practice trying to help him, and he's trying to remodel his entire thing to go be a head coach again.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of coaches who have New England ties throughout the NFL.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe Bill said, I've never got an opportunity to showcase my incredible play calling abilities. Let's go ahead and put
I'm not
full bow.
I feel like if you had told me that Bill O'Brien was there or a guy from New England's past that had called plays before, I'd be much more bullish on the New England offense. No bull. I'm super hesitant on that offense. I think play calling is a completely different experience than people give it credit for.
Because you've listened and experienced some decisions that have either pissed off the starting quarterback, and when everybody in the quarterback room is going, "Why are we doing this time and time again?" And you've also been on the field when a call comes in, and you go, "Why are we doing this?" You think that is not something that's appreciated enough?
Dude, I've been on the headset either, with guys calling the play directly to me or hearing the play to the starter of guys like Mike Martz, one of the great offensive minds in the league, Gary Kubiak, Kyle Shanahan. I've been on the headset for Sean McVay. And then I've been on the headset for guys where I'm like, yo, what? And it just because you know football doesn't mean you can call plays. And I've been around some coaches that were really good. And then when we got into the game, it became a completely different world for them.
You're saying a little bit of a puckered situation.
It's just hard, man. Dude, think about it. I try to tell people all the time, dude, you got like 8 seconds to get the right call in.
Can't even fart.
That's like the refs, too. We never talk about it, and this is just a completely different thing. We never think about, are the coaches gamers? And then next step, are these refs gamers? Yeah. Can this ref handle the moment to throw the flag? Can this coach handle this happening with a lot of passion on those headsets, too, from what I've heard from multiple different things. Yeah. You just kind of got to figure it out and play Madden live and in person. Go ahead, Tony.
Dan, let's hypothetically say that you agree with me that you think the Finns, the Eagles, and the 49ers have a playoff-worthy roster. Which quarterback of those three teams are you most confident in?
Jalen. Jalen right now, just because I've seen Jalen do nothing but develop and get better and better. And I think because of the work ethic that you hear about the young man, the character and the leadership, and kind of his upbringing and his past at Alabama, I just think that he's going to take another step forward. We watched Jalen go really last year from the first month being like, okay, and then months 2 and 3 were pretty good, and then he finished strong. And I think that just because of that development, I love San Francisco. I think Trey Lance is going to be really good. Okay. Dude, he hasn't played football in a year, and he's got the least amount of passing attempts ever for a first-round quarterback. So, this is a kid who's got to play, and that offense is not easy. Matt Ryan will tell you, there is so much verbiage in that offense, and they tell that's not an easy offense. So, I think that Tua, you know what? I'm really bullish on Tua. I'm really high on Tua as well. I think he's in the ideal place to go thrive. I never say quarterbacks should fit into a place. You should thrive. You know what? I'll take that back. I'll put Tua over Jalen just because.
Oh, down. That's a big deal. Yeah.
I think that Tua is in the exact world. And I said this, and I know people I said this when the move was made. Mike McDaniel as the head coach for the Dolphins comes from the Kyle Shanahan play action pass world. And Tua, when he was kind of at his best at Bama, was under Steve Sarkisian, who's the head coach at Texas, who learned a little bit of offense for 2 years in Atlanta under Kyle Shanahan. So I think that just the understanding and the familiarity of that scheme, what the goal is, and putting Tua in really good places. Obviously, the talent is really good down there in Miami as well. So I think Tua is primed for a big third season. I'd say Tua and Jalen, two guys that are really, really high on.
Okay, young quarterbacks that are going to carry the league for the next 10 years possibly or on their way out. That's the reality of what the NFL is. Hope they both succeed. Hope every team wins the Super Bowl. Hope every person makes $1 billion. That's not reality, except for our man, who's the face of ESPN for the next 220 days. Ladies and gentlemen, former NFL quarterback, now ESPN pundit, Monday Night Football commentator, Saturday afternoon commentator, an absolute stallion and champion. Ladies and gentlemen, Dan Orlovsky. Thank you very much. That was a great appearance. Let's get to a break because I got to go to the bathroom pretty bad. And hour 2 is going to be good. AJ Hawk back in his Hawks nest.
That's right.
All right, we'll be back in about 4 minutes with hour 2. We'll react to Dahn Orlovsky, remembering that Dolphins Twitter will kill him. And having second thoughts, and maybe he does have faith. I'm excited to hear, our takeaways from what we just chatted with Dan there as we go piss. We're going to do that. We'll see you in 3. We'll also have 5 Energy phone line calls, 1-833-4-McAfee. Can't wait to hear from you. Down, boys. What are we betting? Are we betting on the Olympics, and do we have any inside scoops? I asked this question yesterday. Yep. You told me to look at you gave us the odds-on favorite for the 100 meter.
Plus money.
Plus money, plus 115, which is what we're talking about. Have we got into the weeds of the World Games?
We are in the weeds on this one. There is an individual medley swimmer from Japan. He cheated on his wife last year, was ostracized from Japan. Japan's not happy. Cheating on the wife in Japan, not good. He's back for redemption at the games. Soto is his last name. He's going to redeem himself. Individual medley, Soto.
He's been all by himself.
Yeah. Over my dead body, I'll bet on this guy.
Is he back with his wife? I got it.
Kid me, Tony.
Hey, he wanted in the weeds, and that's about as in the weeds as you can get.
Hey, that's deep in the weeds. And I do know that there are some. That was Gabe Morency?
Yeah.
Shout out to @SportsRage.
Turns out he's the favorite. I didn't know that, but
okay, so he is the favorite.
Of the story.
Tony. Tony.
It's on me.
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we could talk about. Yes,
speaking his mind.
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
While being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to that show, hour 2 on this Feel Good Friday, July 22nd, 2022. Shall begin right now.
Let's ride.
The voices you just heard say "Let's Ride," which was made famous by Russell Wilson in a behind-the-scenes clip that probably should have never been put on the internet by the Denver Broncos social media team, but has become a calling card for this particular show because of how galvanizing and motivating "Let's Ride" is. The Talks Table at Ty Schmidt and at Boston Connor. You two look fantastic.
Yeah, thank you, Pat. You look fantastic as well. Tan looks good today.
Hey, thank you. I've been, utilizing lotion. So hopefully that'll keep the tan on.
Sure.
I've never done this in my life.
A little bronzer?
No bronzer. Just so I don't dry my skin out.
Moisturizer.
Normally I'm just super duper ashy white guy. That's kind of what I am now. I'm full on every morning and night, and even in the afternoon. Like, let me save this kiss from the sun because there were some hours where I was deeply burnt. That it was not necessarily good times to get to this. I had to go through some very uncomfortable laydowns and sit-downs and showers to get to this. So I'm trying to hang on to it as much as I can because although Indiana is experiencing some heat, it ain't nothing like the sun down on that island where I was just getting cooked like a kebab.
Yeah. Well said.
My shade of Caucasian, though, will lose this quickly, though.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'll go right back to super white, right into very red, to a tan for about a day or two, and then this cycle continues.
That's right.
I'm trying to slow that down because SummerSlam is next Saturday, and I would like to have a little kiss from the sun on there.
Hell yeah.
At Boston Connor, speaking of SummerSlam next week, tonight, SmackDown, Boston, Massachusetts.
There we go.
It's a hell of a flight. I forget how far it is to go way up there.
Yeah, very.
Up to the Revolution region. I'm excited to breathe in the air that created you and many other massholes, pal.
Yeah, it'll be nice. It'll definitely be an active crowd, too. I assume there'll be a lot of toxic things being flown from the fans in there, but it'll be a good, fun night for you, I'm sure.
What was that all about? Why are you just putting those expectations out into the universe? I bet you this crowd tonight's going to be the greatest crowd we've ever had in the history of SmackDown.
Absolutely, and I would argue that most of those great crowds are pretty toxic, and they're very much a back-and-forth type of crowd. I assume that.
I will say that is a pretty big part of the WWE crowds. The best ones seem to have the most toxicity flowing through their veins. And Boston has been known to have some toxicity flowing through that city's veins.
Oh, yeah.
So tonight we're looking for maybe one of the loudest SmackDowns.
Oh, yeah, for sure. There are a lot of old marks up there in Boston. They're not going to be as many young kids as there used to be. They're going to be some old whippersnappers ready to get after it.
All right, I can't wait for it. I'm excited for tonight on SmackDown. I will travel out here in about hour and a half, 2 hours, hop on the bird, fly to Boston, have a hell of a SmackDown, and then get back for the weekend, then next week's fight week.
Can't wait. Snuck up on us.
How many days are we till the NFL?
48 days till NFL
Oh, my
football.
God, it's all happening. We made it. We survived. Let's go,
did it.
team.
Hey, training camp Wednesday. Every vet will be there, every team. It's really kicking off next week.
Raiders are currently in training camp because they're in the Hall of Fame game. St. Chandler Jones and the Hall of Fame game and new coach. So they got 2 weeks on top of an early start, a week on top of an early start for the Hall of Fame game because they have a new coach. Mitt's dad is currently in training camp right now.
Yeah.
Chandler Jones looks really good.
He does. He looks unbelievable.
Chandler Jones looks unbelievable.
Devontae, too.
That squad, I'm excited about, especially after chit-chatting with Dan Orlovsky about his expectations for Derek Carr. And obviously Dan has never gotten a single thing wrong.
No, he's a genius.
Never. He's always 100% right on everything. But listening to him break down Darren Waller, Renfro, and Devontae with Josh Jacobs in the back, who's an absolute guy, the way they're going to be able to go in that offense, it should be high expectations, but the AFC West is going to be a problem. Also here with the cowboy hat looking fantastic. One half of the hammer, Dahn. Cowboys, Tone Diggs. How you doing?
Thank you, Pat. You look fantastic as well.
No, you look fantastic.
Doing well. Thank you.
I only have 0.01% Italian, so my tan doesn't stick on forever. You know what I mean?
I'm in the same situation as you, though. I'm holding on with every ounce of my body I can.
Yeah, but you...
Because if you can't tone it, you tan it.
Yeah, you got to tan it.
I definitely can't tone it.
But you used to be able to super tan it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you used to get like super duper
As I'm
tan.
older, like much of my life, all of my abilities are going away, and that is one of them as well.
Well, I think as we get older, too, we're like taught like you shouldn't just cook yourself. Like what I was doing in the island last weekend, while I was doing it, I'm like, oh, they have done like 7,000 studies that say I should not be doing what I'm doing.
Very harmful race.
And then as soon as that burn kind of went away and I had tan, I'm like, worth it.
Wow.
Look at this.
Awesome.
Look at this.
Yeah, I'm not listening to those people. It is definitely worth it.
You enjoying your summer? You getting a lot of things
Great
done
summer.
over there?
Yeah.
Yeah, good betting.
Pretty good betting. Good betting summer, yeah.
Let's go,
Yeah.
Tom.
Someone had a pretty good day yesterday, too.
Who's that?
I believe the hype boy parlay back there.
Oh,
Cash.
little Miss Mitt got hot on the hype boy parlay.
Oh, big deal.
Attaboy, Mitt. Proud of you, pal. You've been doing fantastic on the ones and twos. At Viva Lazito spinning some plates. Nick on the audio. Obviously, Dirty and Bill and Bruce and Herbie. Who's been making some magic.
Excuse me.
It's been a hell of a week here. We hope everybody else had a great week. Joining us now is a man who's a world traveler. Vacations and golf tournaments and sailing cities and back home again, all within 4 or 5 days, all the while doing the show the entire time. Ladies and gentlemen, Super Bowl champion, college football national champion, Ryder Cup champion, COVID survivor, AJ Hawk.
Yeah, AJ!
You look good, bud. You're back.
Yeah, it feels good to be back up here. I feel like I've been gone for a month from my little attic deal. So yeah, good to be here. How you guys doing?
Hey, we're great, man. It's a Feel Good Friday. How could you not be fantastic? Got a big weekend coming up, right?
Oh, yeah.
Huge weekend.
2 days happening after today.
Yeah.
It's a big time weekend. You know, AJ,
Golf.
we got a lot to look forward to. Yeah, the 3M.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Oh, no.
Does Liv have a tournament this weekend?
Now, 3M is actually, aside from what you just thought immediately because what we learned about 3M, they're actually sponsoring the PGA tournament this weekend.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, that's right. What does 3M do? What do they sell?
Masks.
Yeah, medical supplies, I believe.
Apologies
They also do sticky notes and
I had to guess.
big supply company.
Let's move on. We will watch golf.
Oh, yeah.
It's my wife's birthday weekend. So
Ooh. Oh, happy birthday, Sam.
happy birthday, Samantha.
birthday, Sam.
Let's go ahead and try to make this as good as possible of a weekend. She's officially outlived Jesus, so I'm pretty proud of her.
Hell
There you
yeah.
go.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
That's a big year.
it is a big year.
Yeah.
Turned 34. Mm-hmm. You think to yourself, God's son that came from a virgin could only make it to 33. Mm-hmm. You turn 34, you're like, fucking right. You turn 18, here we go. We can do scratch-offs, we can do cigs, we can do whatever you need to do. Turn 21, we can drink. Turn 19, you're like, I can drive a Canada and have a good time. Turn 25, you can rent a car.
That's right.
Yeah.
Turn 30, your body and your butthole just starts stop working differently. As the same it was. Testosterone starts lowering. And then when you turn 34, you beat God's son.
Yeah. Eat it.
Something to think about. Should celebrate. We will celebrate because Jesus, he did a lot in his 33 years.
really
Yes,
Ton.
he did.
And you outlived him. That's great. Happy birthday, Samantha. Congrats,
birthday,
Sam.
birthday, Sam.
Puchella for the brand's first real festival for the dogs and family is happening this August, I believe. She's in the middle of setting that up. That's a lot of fun. It should be a blast. I can't wait for that. Yeah, it should be a great weekend. Let's dive into it. Not as good of a weekend for Kyler Murray. Have you taken in the deal that the Cardinals and Kyler Murray have signed? How pumped are you for Kyler Murray? And do you think them not getting $230.5 million guaranteed changes anything in this whole thing, AJ Hawk?
Changes anything with future contracts for other people, are you saying?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it was a big deal for contracts moving forward. I absolutely think it was huge. And every single team in the NFL has to be absolutely juiced, especially people that have a quarterback that will be coming up for a new deal here shortly. But, yeah, I think you said it yesterday. Eventually, we will get to $230 million guaranteed in contracts, but that's not going to be tomorrow. That's not going to be today.
Hey, we're hearing about, red zone deals up
That's right.
and Sunday ticket deals up.
Yeah.
That money might get to $230 million guaranteed within 3-4 years for the new.
I mean, I guess it could, though. Like Lamar, if Lamar wanted to sign, I could see, could they do it?
Remember, Biscottis would have to put in $230.1 million into escrow. And do they have it? Florio was reporting that maybe the Cardinals weren't able to put the $160 million in full or $130 million in guarantees into escrow because they didn't have that just laying around while also having to do that for other players that they make guarantees for. So that might have went into it. That's Florio, Pro Football Talks reporting. We have not called Bidwell directly to see if that is accurate or not. And would we ever get the truth? Who knows? That is a real game changer. I think the whole NFL was watching and hoping the next quarterback deal was going to be guaranteed. I think it could have been a monumental decision. But there is very easily a path towards the rest of the NFL, aside from Haslam saying, there is zero chance of you getting that. You know, like there is zero chance of you getting. We'll give you $160 million guaranteed. We'll offer this thing up to 230.5 in, you know, whatever incentives that are attainable if we have success. But we can't do what the desperate ass Browns did. We can't do it. We won't do it. So you either take $160 million guaranteed by signing on this thing or you don't. And that's kind of how they've always been able to do it, I think, in the history of the NFL and the way the deals are set up, AJ.
Well, don't you think it early on in these negotiations?
That's so much money, by the way. Yeah. I am so mad that we were even talking about it not being the same as Deshaun as almost like a negative. Kyler Murray's getting $160 million from playing football. This is a fucking great thing. But it does kind of set the next team and how they're going to deal with it all.
Absolutely. I mean, that's what you go off of. You go off of comps for contracts, for anything. It's like buying a house. But did you Steve Keim, was it a non-starter? You think from the jump, Kyler Murray's agents, whatever, saying, "Hey, here we go. We're gonna one up Deshaun's guaranteed money," and he probably like hung up. Hey, I'm just letting you know we're not even gonna talk about that.
No, I assume, and I don't know. We have not asked this, and maybe we will ask this. But if you go off of like Florio's report and our understanding of the cash over cap and how you have to put the money into a fund or whatever, the guaranteed cash, I wonder if the first conversation was, "Hey, we think he deserves $300 million fully guaranteed." But the fact of the matter is, we can't actually do that right now. Unless we were to sell whatever property they own and have cash and we don't have that money fluid. So maybe it was a non-starter just strictly by necessity, you know?
Yeah. I guess that would be, now if you're a team, if you're a GM, if you're basically the owner of a team, you want to make sure that every agent that you're working with knows, hey, we don't have that. We're not liquid enough to get our hands on that kind of cash. So guess what? Don't even come at me with any of those guarantees.
And that's hard because, you know, as the days roll on, we learn a lot about what owners own and don't own. For instance, I just learned that Daniel Snyder has a yacht that has a 2-story IMAX theater on it.
Unbelievable.
Huge.
Oh, can you imagine watching Top Gun in that?
Oh, I already thought about it.
Can you?
Oh, my God. You're actually on the carrier.
The aircraft carrier.
You're on the carrier. You get a big wave out there while fucking Maverick's doing the flyby when all of his engines have been shot out. He still hits it with a flyby. I mean, you're on the boat. Oh, you look outside. Is that here? You know what I mean? What if you somehow, because you're able to afford that yacht, you're able to pay for a flyby to happen at the exact time it's taking place? Hey, listen, this is what I was thinking, you know, just for the group we have here. Need like F-18, whatever, just to skim the water right next to us. 2 hours and 27 minutes from right now. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. That'll cost $170,000 in gas. Sweet. Here's another $100,000 bonus. Let's go ahead and get that thing close to the water. So what if as he's sitting on that fucking yacht, you know, they're doing their thing, and the IMAX theater has all those speakers, and then all of a sudden a real fucking and the fucking boat moves. That's what the owners are capable of doing. Now, they're business people. They've run their business. They've made their money however they've made it. But the whole who has it and who doesn't, big bank take little bank, you know? Mm-hmm. That's going to start happening in a much more rapid, I think, with the new ownership coming in and big money and new money coming into the league. And I know the NFL is very tight. I know they're very, very tight. But if you're fucking Robson Walton and you got more money than all these motherfuckers, and that is an actual advantage, the cash over cap, the guaranteed money, you can get a top quarterback. Not that they don't with Russell Wilson, but let's say after Russell Wilson, they can go get whoever they want with the amount of money they have when some other places aren't going to be able to do it. That's a real advantage if this ends up being the next domino effect of this entire game.
Well, and allegedly the Spanos family doesn't have as much money as they're saying, but like what happens if the Chargers and Herbert go to the AFC Championship or the Super Bowl and Herbert, you know, wins MVP or Offensive Player of the Year or something like that?
Herbert and Burrow, same situation.
Exactly. Same exact situation. Like what can these franchises actually do?
Well, you know what they can do? They can debut some white helmets that'll hopefully sell some merch.
Sure.
They can try to get a sponsor for the stadium so they can make some repairs and maybe generate some cash. They can build an indoor facility. Short sight looks like it's going to cost money. Oh, the indoor facility, guess what? It's sponsored. Make money.
Boom.
So you can actually, I think they have to like legitimately as a business start preparing and like, hey, we got to get almost a war chest together here to keep this fucking guy around. Now, the media and the fans will tell Joe Burrow he's a terrible guy. if he even thinks about going somewhere else. And then the media and fans will tell Justin Herbert he's a terrible guy if he takes and does anything.
Yeah.
But we need to remember there's some places that can put $200 million into a fund for somebody to guarantee to get, and there's other places that can't put $60 million into a fund. And that's just, how do we cross those roads, AJ?
I think we might see something cool over the next, I don't know how many years, with ownership in the NFL. Think of a lot of these older owners that are passing it down to their kids or different family members, or the Waltons come in, like, not new money, but new, maybe different perspectives from the old school, like, NFL model, where people thinking, like, why? Some guys, I'm sure, where they say, hey, why do we do it that way? Oh, it's because it's how it's always been done.
Yeah.
Now, makes me absolutely crazy if I ever hear an adult or a coach say that. I just want to.
I get so mad. Yeah, I'm already getting mad. Well,
so it's always been done.
Why do we do that? That seems not make any sense. Do you like where you're at? Do you think this is a pretty good operation? Yeah. Well, this is how it's always been done. That's what got us here. Okay. Well, it's a fucking brand new world. Were they using like water to power the building back then too? Like, what do we even? Did they change the? They put internet in here, right? Internet wasn't always around. Has that affected anything? Like those. Because there's no answer. That's why they do that. There's no answer at all. So it's just, hey, let me grandstand and shove this in your face so you feel bad so that we can move on to the next conversation. But you're right. Like, I have friends, I could say numerous because it is more than 3.
Okay.
So 2 is a couple, 3 is a few. Mm-hmm. 4 is a slew.
Yeah. 5's a handful.
5's a handful. And then more than that, it's numerous.
Yes.
Yep. Okay, so I have like numerous friends that come from like farming families. Mm-hmm. And these farms have been passed down, right? Generation. These farmers do business with each other. Especially the neighbors right next to you. Yeah. You do business with the people that are next to you, right? PJ Fleck even gave an entire speech like, hey, your farm means just as much to me as my farm does because how your farm does is how my farm's gonna do. And as these farms, manual labor, long hours, fucking not fun, as it gets passed down, these younger generations selling farm, right? Kids, as soon as they get it, can't sell it fast enough. Mm-hmm. And it's fucking almost the farms around without even thinking of it. I wonder if that's going to happen with the NFL. Are the younger generations not going to want to be a part of it? They're going to want to take the cash out and move on? Or why would you ever want to get out of the business of the NFL no matter who you are? And it's like, how many teams really will be up for sale? And will we eventually just hit hey, we're not open for business anymore as an NFL?
Well, and if like that does happen, and maybe some of these younger families who might not have as much money do, don't you think the money coming in, I mean, at least with the last 2 owners, will be like exponentially higher? Like immediately Tepper becomes the richest owner, immediately Walton becomes the richest owner. Like if the Spanos family does sell, or any of the
If the Spanos family sells, and we're not saying they are, we have no idea. Los Angeles Chargers with a young quarterback with the sickest uniforms and, that would be so expensive. SoFi Stadium, I think it's $30 million a year SoFi's paying to sponsor that building. 2 NFL teams, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's 2 NFL teams, and it's in LA, and it's already established itself, it feels like, SoFi. It's like, like Staples was like, established. Mm-hmm. Feels like SoFi is established, especially when it has a Super Bowl, goes off without a hitch, and the Rams win, and it's a big fucking deal. But like, you look around the NFL, I think it's $2 million a year to sponsor the Ford Field up there.
Gillette's.
That's it.
New England's $5.
$2 million. Yeah, Gillette I think is $5 million a year.
And I'm sure you get a lot of other like great benefits too. Like I would imagine you get different corporate events you could go to. Like you can be affiliated with the team and different stuff, right?
Yeah, suites at the stadium.
Only $2 or $5 million to have your name on the stadium.
Yeah, but they sign these 20-year deals.
That's the thing. Yeah, so, you got to lock it in, I guess.
But then they give the money up front, right? So it's like the team needs the cash. Team needs cash right now for whatever reason. Okay, let's make this sponsorship happen. What is it? We'll give you how much money you need? Well, we need about 120. Okay, we'll have a $150 million deal. Let's go 15 years. We'll give you the money right now, though. And team's like, give it to me. Yeah. And then it's like locked in. And then the market price, literally, 2 years later is out, but you got the money up front. So you're okay. This is like the Heinz Field Acrisure thing. Yeah. I think if any of us would have known it was only $10 million a year, I mean, that's
interesting.
Fucking Pittsburgh right there on the river. I mean, that is primetime games are going to happen. The entire city of Pittsburgh's going to look at it. I just assume that'd be a lot more money, but it's the upfront cash I think that everybody's making the deals for.
Is it a known thing, that upfront cash? Is that like? Is that common?
That would only make sense, right? I don't. By the way,
think
like guarantees
because otherwise you'd just be constantly renegotiating. Like you said, it's like every single time, like that market value goes higher and higher. Like it would just be.
Well,
like,
the company would want a 15-year deal, though. The company would want to pay. Hey, we'll pay you $5 a year for 15 years, and then the teams that comes back to you, like they come back at a player. Hey, we need to take you to take a pay cut, and they're saying no, actually, like we're good to go.
So Heinz is getting back into Acrisure Stadium, by the way. I guess.
Here we go.
In Pittsburgh. They're going to have the Heinz Red Zone.
Nice. How much do you have to pay for that?
$14.
Yeah.
And a fucking bottle of ketchup.
Could you guys?
What is the deal with Heinz? Get the fuck out. Is that how you feel? Why am I so negative towards Heinz? Honestly, I think
Because you should feel, because they've abandoned the city.
Wow.
But we like Acrisure.
I love Acrisure. It's what nation's #1 company, insurance company uses AI.
Sure about sure.
Acrisure.
Diggs trying to get a job.
Well, no, also, they're gearing up for Kenny's deal.
Listen,
Yeah,
if you provide for the city, I will provide for you, and that's what Acrisure has done.
If you provide for the Steelers.
Exactly.
Speaking of Kenny, you wait till you see Kenny Chesney down there at the shore next summer. He's going to be rocking and rolling down.
I'm going down to the shore to see Kenny at the shore, and I'm surely going to get fucked up.
What?
Because when the sun goes down at Acrisure. Let's get to a break.
Could you see like the way the NBA and soccer does it with
on jerseys?
Yeah, like a company on
that
a
already
jersey.
started happening. Practice jerseys?
Yeah.
It's only a matter of time.
That's like $1 million, isn't it?
I would say way more.
I think we.
Iron City right here next.
I mean, we thought the Broncos were going to go for like $40 billion or something.
True. Yeah, if you're a playoff team and you got a logo on the jersey and 40 million people are watching that playoff
Matthew Stafford is sitting there in the Super Bowl.
game. Yeah.
With that thing right on his shoulder.
Super Bowl patch on one side, company's logo on the other.
It's like, oh, how many impressions did that get?
Yeah.
I don't know, 700 billion?
Yeah.
What do we even?
It's like billboards.
Who knows? How many individual eyeballs sees? I still.
What? What are you talking about?
That was alarming to me. That's when I found out that everybody's full of shit. Everybody's full of shit.
What moment?
I wanted to get a billboard, and they were charging per eye, and they had an odd number of eyes. So I said, "Who's giving you the data that there is an odd number of one-eyed drivers coming by here?" You know what I mean? Like that is.
Yeah.
It was a real give and take between us.
They can measure cars though. They can measure how many cars go by.
Yeah, but when you give me an odd number of individual eyes looking at them, like, all right, give me the stats.
They just assume. I guess they assume like 1 in every 700 people has one eye.
Exactly. What is that?
iPad or Cyclops.
Glass
You can't
eyes.
put one eye in the
Mid
middle
had
of
a
their
profile
head.
like
Mid
that.
had an eye patch a couple weeks ago. So
Yeah, he did. I remember that when he stabbed himself in the eye with a bong.
yeah,
Who?
Mid.
Mitt.
Man, hell of a week this week, pal.
Maybe Mitt.
He is. Mitt's killing it, man.
I agree. Mitt's absolutely crushing it. Zito's literally, those plates, and they have like,
Red Panda.
Skiing.
they have that
Downhill
one.
skiing.
No.
No.
Well,
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
but
I mean, he's kind of.
if it was laptops,
And
He's not that far out. Though.
And
He's
his
a little
foot,
close.
too.
You got to pull
But
him back.
yeah, I had my foot up. I don't know if you guys saw that because you're such
You get more.
scumbags. I was
you
hoping
get,
it was a double hand.
You get more money for the foot.
Well, yeah, he had a. He has
Who you giving that
plates.
foot to?
Oh, one ski.
well, you need 2 feet.
1-footed downhill skier.
Are you water skiing? You're putting your foot in the rope.
That's
I seen
cool.
that one guy barefoot on that.
Yeah.
Did you see that? This
I
guy-
like when they sit on their butt and fucking.
It's so hard, man. I don't know how they do it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Honestly, is it? It looks very simple.
Well, you got to be going to go. I don't know which one you're talking. I used to drive the boat. My buddy from Australia, the punter, Dave Loney, used to barefoot. He could do everything possible thing he could do. It was crazy.
Hey, you fucking cunt. We're doing that. Get up on your feet there. All right, let's get out of here. We'll be back in 4 minutes with some phone calls here on this Feel Good Friday, July 22nd. The word I just said that rhymes with punt means something vastly different to the man that AJ was speaking about.
That's right.
The Aussie.
We should.
Oi, oi, oi.
Oi, oi, oi.
Oi.
It's completely different.
We should accept those rules.
I agree. Who's top of the table in the AFL right now?
Collingwood.
Geelong
I
Cats.
My team.
The Geelong Cats.
It's Brisbane.
I thought it was the West Coast
St.
Eagles.
Kilda.
Sharon!
Sharon!
St. Kilda ain't doing shit,
Yeah,
bro.
they suck.
Oh, you know.
What?
Have you been keeping a tab on it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Always. What do you mean?
You been watching your squad?
Yes, dude. You know,
Oh, Geelong is at the top. Suck it.
what? That must have been very new. They must have just won a game.
Yeah.
It must have been recent.
You know, Mason,
Coxzilla?
he's balling.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, the tie with Melbourne.
The Melbourne.
Run through the.
It goes Geelong and then Melbourne and Fremont.
Well, hey, listen, we're not looking at it, and we don't remember the names, so we need you to say the names.
I am. Geelong and then Melbourne.
So Geelong, G-E-E-L-O-N-G
Yeah.
is the team that he's referring to right now.
Pronounced Geelong. Melbourne,
Okay.
number 2.
Right.
Fremantle, the Dockers, at number 3.
The Dockers.
Brisbane Lions at number 4.
Are you from Australia?
Collingwood.
South Africa.
Collingwood's number 5.
There it is.
Swans, obviously out of Sydney, at number 6. Carlton's number 7, and then Richmond Tigers number 8.
Oh, the Richmond Tigers back-to-back champs, I think, there for a bit.
Where's West Coast?
They're dead.
Oh,
they
they're dead
resigned.
last.
The West Coast Eagles are dead last.
Yeah.
No.
St. Kilda's due.
2 and
We're
15.
coming.
St. Kilda is in 10th place. Oh, Western Bulldogs, old Cuzzy with the mullet. Is he
Bailey Smith?
Bailey Smith? Is he still playing for them? And how are they in 9th if that's the case?
I mean, if the West Coast Eagles are in last place, I'm going to the Bulldogs. I'm not fucking around with the Eagles anymore if that's the case. 2 and 15.
I think I left Collingwood like 3 different times, but now that Coxzilla is the guy over there,
Yeah.
I have to go back and be a Coxzilla fan. But I did love that Bailey Smith kid. I think he was our favorite, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was an absolute dough because he was young too. He was like 19 years old, crushing it.
They don't make him like they used to in the AFL.
Nah, he's no
That's true.
Hugh McCluggage, but he's pretty good.
That's
Back
a good
in
point.
4 minutes with some phone calls on the 500 phone line 1833 for McAfee. Cheers. Let's go to the phones. Let's go to Dan in Connecticut. Lovely place here on the 500 phone line. What's going on, Dano?
Oh, what's up, Pat McAfee?
Dan, you are too young to listen to this show. I can tell. I think. How old?
I'm not Dan. I am Owen.
Nit.
Owen, how old are you?
So different.
I am at 8.5.
Oh, this kid.
8.5.
If you're telling us you're half age, you're too young to be listening.
That's a record.
Wait,
What's on your mind, pal?
what do you want to talk about, Owen?
I want to talk about how inspiring this show is and how
Owen!
you're inspiring this whole entire world with how you're talking about sports and how you're talking about your life experience.
Thank you, Owen.
Owen, thank you.
Love you, Owen.
Thank you,
Owen, I'm taking her on the
And
show.
also, fuck Boston College.
Owen, you're the best. I will let Owen know, if you're still listening, Owen, you're inspiring.
Best kid ever.
Owen, the way you talk about sports is inspiring.
Yes!
I didn't know 8.5 could do that.
Wow.
Shout out Owen.
That time.
Go, Owen.
Hey, Owen. New generation in Connecticut, I guess.
He was making me feel good too, by the way. He's making me feel good, making the show feel good. He was talking us up, he was hyping us up, and then boom, a little.
Was this Aristotle's brother?
Little misdirection from Aristotle's brother Owen at 8.5 there. That was awesome.
I'd say he put his balls on your forehead, but I don't think they dropped yet. So.
He's caught up on Michael. Caught up in the moment, but talk some sense into him. I don't think this is right, Pat. Pat, think about this. Pat, you need to do something to put a stop to this, okay? Before Mr. McMahon gets it, oh my God. Nobody's stopping him now. Oh my God. He's all caught up in this. Oh, Jesus. Pat. Oh my God. This might be your last night in WWE. It might be all of our last nights. This is ridiculous. Mr. McMahon has entered the ring with eyes. Hey, wait. What the hell's the referee doing in there? Why is there a referee in the ring? I don't know why. Why is there an official in the ring? Why the hell is there an official in the ring? Oh, from behind! That punk-ass Theory! That was a setup. Clear setup between Mr. McMahon and Austin Theory. Oh. Damn sore losers. Well, hold on a second. Austin Theory is now out of the ring. Mr. McMahon's still in the ring. And there's a referee in there. Can somebody explain to me what the hell's going on? Well, we just heard the bell rang. And McMahon with a clothesline. Mr. McMahon. Wait a minute. Do we got a match between McMahon and McAfee in WrestleMania? Clearly that's what's going on, Michael. Are you kidding me? Oh, yeah. Mr. McMahon's the boss. He can obviously do whatever he wants. And Mr. McMahon is jacked. Look at him. Byron, he looks better than you. Oh, you're right. Oh, McAfee just got really upset. Pat, take a count out, get yourself the and another clothesline. I mean, I thought it was surreal to see Pat McAfee win here against Austin Theory. This is even more surreal. Byron, I hope this doesn't mean you got to be my partner every Friday. It's not a bad thing. Mr. McMahon is having fun at the expense of Pat McAfee. And I don't understand why he's so upset.
5-Hour Energy gives you the alert, energized feeling you need to get in the zone and stay in the zone all the way through the 48-day countdown to NFL football.
Hell yeah.
Go to 5-Hour Energy's website to find over 15 flavors to choose from with flavors like watermelon, tropical burst, blue raspberry, peach mango, and more. There's a flavor for everyone, even AJ Hawk. You can use this show's promo code McAfee to receive 10% off your order at 5hourenergy.com. Promo code McAfee for 10% off at 5hourenergy.com.
Shout out to 5-Hour Energy. I appreciate you. Let's head to the 5-Hour Energy phone line. How about it, AJ?
Yeah, how about it? Let's do it.
All right, let's go to Steven in Texas. Steven, what's going on, pal?
Hey, man, how's it going?
Not too bad, Steven. How you doing? What part of Texas you in, bub?
Lubbock, Texas, home of the Texas Tech Red Raiders.
Oh, okay. Graham Harrell.
Graham Harrell.
That's Graham Harrell.
Legend.
Yeah, well, Graham Harrell, West
Virginia. Michael
Great play
Crabtree,
caller.
We got them all.
He's going to save West Virginia.
I hope so. God damn it. I hope so. What do you want to talk about, Steven, down there in Lubbock?
I got two things. So I know y'all always talk about how Cliff Kingsbury is the coolest guy in the world.
Hell yeah.
Well, there's a video of him when he was at Texas Tech doing a dance battle with the football players. You'll have to check that one out from like 2014.
What?
All right. Can't wait to see it.
Make sure you see that tie.
Can we pull that up?
Yeah. Hold up, please.
Zito's going to find that. What's your next thing, pal?
I just wanted to say fuck TCU.
I appreciate that, Steven. I really
There's a ticket thing going on with them.
TCU?
I believe they're not letting any Texas Tech people buy tickets to the TCU game or whatever. Something along those lines. You know how it is.
So Texas A&M and Texas, big rival? And then Texas Tech and TCU, big rival?
Texas Tech, TCU for sure.
And then
A&M and
Bama this year.
Bama's kind of.
So everybody just hates everybody in Texas?
Yeah, I guess.
Lone Star State.
What have you learned about people down in Texas, AJ, since you're closely affiliated with the Texas Tech legend, Graham Harrell?
Oh, man. I feel like I just saw something walking through the airport. Jimbo said no ill will toward Nick Saban, so they kind of squashed it.
SEC media days are happening, and they all had to speak. Lane Kiffin, he speaks, his cadence and rhythm very similar to Saban. Once he gets going, he sounded a lot like Saban as he was talking. I know he grew up in the football world, and he coached for Saban. Him talking about the NIL from the SEC has come up where he basically just said, hey, whoever's got the most money is going to win recruiting. Like, that's just how it goes. He just said, we all kind of saw this coming from a mile away. It happened. Lane Kiffin, that was a good clip that came out of there. Shane Beamer, coach of South Carolina, he's kind of sneakily won SEC media days, kind of. Yeah. He hopped up out of bed, turned his swag on, took a look in the mirror and said, what's up?
What's up?
And then at a press conference, he said, I'm not too old to not remember Soulja Boy.
Yeah.
That's right.
And then he also chit-chatted about South Carolina, the school, the state, and what's the genuine and authenticity of him and his coaching staff, which is winning over there. Jimbo saying he doesn't hate Nick Saban came out of there. What else?
I think, what's his name? Still has his southern Louisiana accent.
Brian Kelly.
Brian Kelly, he loves his family.
Mm-hmm.
Food, football, and family down here.
That's right.
He got rid of faith when he left Notre Dame. He put in food. You know,
I saw that. He said, should have got down here a lot earlier, shouldn't I, y'all?
Whoa.
I know there's only 3 Fs down here. There's 3 Fs in every other place I've been, but this one, I'm placing faith with food, and I can get behind that. I'm here for food, football, and family. That's what Brian Kelly said. Let me throw up them meals.
I did see something, though. Didn't he say that, hey, if they want me to dance, I got to dance? Didn't he say that?
Well, I think that is college coaching now at this point.
Yeah. But he admitted, like, they asked him, I think, what are you doing? So I'm like, hey, lean into it, bud. I get it.
Yeah, what if he just started doing his...
He should just go all, like, just...
Go, Brian.
Awesome.
Go, Brian.
I could never be a college football coach, so I got a lot of respect for those that could, but if a 17-year-old is telling me I got to fly to his house, you know, do a dance, make him food, send a tweet out for him to come to my school, I don't think I care about my school being good enough at that point. There's zero chance of me giving a single fuck about that 17-year-old. So I got a lot of respect for those coaches that ultimately want to transition these boys to men, maybe, but they want to go boys to men and, like, you know, change lives and everything. Want to win football games, really all that matters. But in the process, they dedicate a lot of their life to transitioning, you know, for all their players. I respect that. I don't got enough care. I just ain't got it. And that's why I'll never be
Might be easier. Hey, but think about it right now. It could be easier with the NIL deal. You don't really have to recruit if you bring in the most money, and you can offer the most money to these players. So that could kind of take a little bit of that off your shoulders.
Well, that coach still had to sing Justin Bieber's "Baby" that got sent through the text messages. That kind of
Do you remember that? Do you remember when we found out?
Who was that?
Tom Herman, I think.
Yeah.
Baby.
Bieber's good, though.
Yeah, and he
He
signed.
is. But what we're saying is an adult, you know, having to do that.
You don't have to. Yeah, I mean, I guess, I don't know. I would be curious to see, like, what. I'm guessing Luke Fickle's not doing that, but it's a different thing at Cincinnati than he has to do other places. But I don't know.
I
Yeah,
do
'cause
like
even
that.
Saban.
I do
We've
like
seen Saban line dancing.
Yes, and obviously Saban is the cold shoulder, hard ass game day, and then we'll soon do interviews and, you know, kind of similar. But then we hear about recruiting stories, and it's like Saban's out on the boat, he's dancing, having a good time.
Harbaugh is sleeping over, staying the weekend.
I was at a kicker. That was at Norton Quinn, I think.
Quinn Nordine.
Quinn
He's a
Nordine.
real estate agent now.
A lot of kickers.
No,
and
wait, no,
punters
he's
aren't.
on the practice squad, actually. Could you imagine what AJ would have made the coach do? He probably would have made him eat like 200 shrimp or something.
All right, you and me, we're eating hard-boiled eggs until we puke.
Stick your hand in this piranha tank.
Oh, that's awesome. That is absolutely awesome. What do you think Fickle is doing? You said that Ohio Fickle ain't singing or dancing for any of these recruits, and if he has to, doesn't want him as a fucking Bearcat.
No, Luke, that's what he does, though. He recruits, like, his kind of guys, I feel like, that are athletes that are going to stick with it, and he develops them. I'm sure Luke can be very, very charming, so I'm sure when he goes in those living rooms, he's a super polite, like, person, but also he could kill you easily and rip your your larynx out and just walk out the front door.
Vrabel and Fickle.
They were like best friends. I'm sure they still are.
All right, let's say they just so happen to have to.
Oh, gosh.
Kill or be killed. Actual death on the line.
Yes.
Actual death on the line.
Luke. I think Braves with Luke. We take Luke. I was just having this conversation with somebody the other day.
Shit.
Holy
Not
shit.
Vrabel against Luke, but I was saying, like, Luke, I'd put Luke up against, no matter what happens. Luke,
Holy shit.
That was
not
big.
only is the greatest human alive, he's also the toughest and could be the scariest at the same time. So I wouldn't mess with him.
Wow.
Really? So what's that?
3-time state champ wrestler in high school. Like he could still
In Ohio.
knock
Yeah,
anybody out.
Braves.
You know, but Vrabes is a guy that we
I
heard.
agree.
We heard drink 2 cases of beer, smoke 4 packs of cigarettes,
Right.
go through 3 tins of dip, have 2 vapes, and still win all of the gassers and sprints and lead the team in tackles and everything like that.
The next morning.
Yeah, Luke is one of those guys that he's too tough for his own good. Like he would just, I don't know how to describe it. I really don't.
How about that? So you think the way you said that is like Vrabes would agree with you?
Yeah, I think next time you see Braves and he tries to put his big meat paw on your shoulder and you bow up and you pass that test, ask him. I'm sure he'll be pissed at me maybe, but you know what? I got to ride with Luke because I know Luke, no matter what, he will never, ever quit. If you killed Luke, which you couldn't do, he'll find a way to come back alive and get you.
Oh, he's like that piranha that you had whenever
When they got out of the tank.
Rest in peace when the tank broke. And
Sad.
he lived for 9 hours in the living
Like
room.
14 hours. I think 14 hours he was on. He tried to get himself to a sink maybe.
Dog.
Vrabel's hand was this big when it wrapped my arm.
Yeah, massive paw.
Like his thumb hit me right in the pec, and then his goddamn pinky was over here just grabbing my shoulder blade. It was unbelievable. I'm like, what the fuck? Jesus. I'm way too high for this. Then I did that interview that hit the internet yesterday.
Yep. Yeah, it was
That's
awesome.
right. Did you see
You posted that. I saw a little bit of that. Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, I didn't know who I was talking to on the other side because I was just staring at a camera, and there was no TV, no nothing. And I have an earpiece on, and I'm sitting on a patio. But I'm on Cloud 90 at the time. You do a couple interviews, you got it, and the guy drops in, you're going to Chicago. Oh, okay, good, here's Chicago. Hey, this is Cat, right into the interview. I mean, there wasn't even like, hey, how you doing? I couldn't see anything. It felt real old school, and there was numerous times I forgot that I was on camera. I thought there was a chance maybe it's radio, maybe it's a podcast. Hey, I was on camera the whole time, and I'll tell you what, I did not try to open my eyes at all, it didn't seem like, in that entire thing.
Well, it's sunny out there, too.
It was super bright off the lake.
No shades.
It was behind me, but then it was
still
lights.
reflecting off.
They had lights in front of you, though. They had the camera lights on you.
So many. It was a big production, of course.
Too many.
Tony Romo was also standing inside, so his superstardom light was just,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I had to.
Did the guy say anything to you when you first popped on? Like, hey, what's up, Pat? How's it going?
There was a quick one of those, and then each one I did, and it's hard to separate them all now at this point, to be honest, but it was just like right into it. I was supposed to do the NFL Network on Total Access. That would have been on pretty awesome. Who knows how that would have gone, but we couldn't get the connection to work. I could hear them. They couldn't hear me. We were trying to work through it for like 90 seconds or so, you know? And then the guy says, sorry about it, hangs up on me. And I was like, all right. Who is that guy, I asked. Who was that, just so I know? And they're like, we'll try to get a name for you. I'm like,
Shreds?
Thank you. I would like to know who just said, fuck off. It's not my fault. I'm too high for that. I'm trying to make this work for you, pal. Yeah. I want to be on Total Access. Legendary show. Did you hear Rich? Hey, I think it made news, right?
Yeah.
Rich Eisen, no longer at NFL Network. Did you hear this?
I did not hear that. Was his contract up or something happened?
They said he's set to be a free agent, so that would mean his contract's up. Has that been legitimized, or is that just rumor? A lot of rumors in the sports media world, as we have.
You think he stays there,
sometimes
though, right?
no.
I believe it was reported as fact that he was a free agent on Twitter.
Yeah, in August.
He signed a 4-year deal in 2018, Zito just said in my ear. So he's a free agent. Rich Eisen on the move.
Richie Rich.
Where's he going? More NFL Game Day on Sunday, do. Oh,
Rich
I don't
to live.
think so.
Rich?
I am rather certain Rich Eisen will not. Why? I am rather certain that Rich Eisen is not.
You never know.
Rich is to Rich's credit all the time, like, hey, do the right thing guy, feels like. Honestly, like all the time. Always like that. And I don't know if he would, and I guess we have to do some research on what he has said in the past about Liv.
I'm sure he knows where he's going, right?
Yeah, even more
I don't
so.
know. The way it was, the news was broke. I don't
Wouldn't
know.
NFL Network be trying to re-up him and him saying, all right, I'm good, I got something in the line?
Maybe, but dude, you and I both, not that we know anybody.
I just can't imagine NFL Network would let him go.
AJ?
He does everything, I feel like, for them.
AJ, I'm not saying NFL Network. I'm not saying an NFL Network specifically because I do not know this particular situation. I have no idea. I haven't been in the NFL Network studios in probably 10 years at this point. I actually have no idea who's over there, who's running things, no clue. There's idiots fucking everywhere, AJ. What do you mean? What do you mean that there's people making terrible decisions every single day? And if you keep Rich, is that a great decision? A lot of people will say yes. We would say yes because we're friends with them. If you get rid of him, some people would be pumped about it. But who knows what's on the other side? There's idiots everywhere, AJ, in powerful positions. I'm not saying that's happening in NFL Network. I'm just saying everywhere. We have no idea what should be expected and what's not expected because there's bad decisions happening on a regular basis in the nepotism-filled profession of sports media, AJ.
You're correct. I mean, it probably was a dumb question to even ask. I knew the answer, but are we seeing something like, is Rappaport trying to take more of a hosting gig? Whoa. He's going to have more stuff, not only insider, but he's going to be a host guy driving the ship.
Can we get a little bit more Real Housewives on the behind the scenes of what's going on in NFL Network right now? Who's trying to step on whose throat to get to the top of the whole thing? Rich Eisen is on the record saying Live Golf is tearing apart golf and destroying golf.
Okay.
So he's not going to Live Golf.
Yeah, mark it off.
You never know, though.
I don't know.
A lot of people who went said things about it. So
Charles Barkley is publicly negotiating right now about his situation with Liv. This is getting interesting because he was asked about it on the PGA's SiriusXM channel, like PGA Radio, on Sirius XM.
Why'd they have him on?
Because he was at a golf tournament. He loves golf. I think they're just kind of, I don't even know.
Good interview.
Does old Monahan want Charles on there talking live golf on the PGA Network?
I have no idea how or what the plan was, but everybody had to know it was going to come up. I guess golf ratings are up, by the way. Believe it or not, golf ratings are up with all of this because there is a little intrigue, I think, in the sport. So all the golf purists saying this is going to ruin golf. Golf might be more popular now than it has been since the Tiger run, whenever he was kind of doing his whole thing. So is this good for golf? I guess we will still TBD. But Charles Barkley openly negotiating, kind of, through this entire thing is a great piece of business happening here. Will he end up at LIV? We have no idea. But him saying in interviews and conversations about if he was to go to LIV, well, I'd probably have to leave TNT. That's a big salary. Yeah. A lot of my endorsements are probably going to go away. That's a big salary. So they're going to have to put together a pretty large number for me to potentially go there. But I'd be an idiot not to take the meeting, is basically what Charles Barkley is saying. And I think he's 100% accurate with that. Could TNT, you think TNT, this would be interesting. TNT being like, if you go with them, you can't work with us. When Turner doesn't have any golf rights, right?
Nope.
So do they have
just the match?
No,
I think
TNT
wasn't a PGA too. I think they have one major, at least one major. They have within the past few years.
So they have a relationship with the PGA then?
For sure.
So do they have a current relationship with the PGA?
Let me look it up.
I don't know.
I didn't think that.
I know the PGA Championship was on TNT. It was on Turner at least within the last 5 years.
Wait, would they be pressured though? Like, would
in
people
2018
pressure them to say you got to get rid of Chuck? There's no way. Chuck is the most popular guy. That show is Chuck.
I know that's why everybody's pissed off now that Chuck's even taking the meeting because there's a chance that we're going to lose fucking great
I think people
television.
would be pissed at TNT if they let him roll.
See, I think you're misreading the situation. I think you are.
What's that?
I think you're misreading the situation.
I might be. I don't know. Like, is he? I guess so. Had he even said like he hasn't even talked to TNT about this?
No, he said he might have to.
Well, then there was a report, right, that TNT wouldn't let him out of his.
There's a chance,
Yeah.
because then there was the conversation. Open dialogue came from that statement to like TNT could just say no, we won't let you do that. And then the first article that Zito just saw in the back, ESPN replaced Turner in 2018.
Yeah, it says October 10th, 2018. It was announced that ESPN would replace TNT as the PGA Championship cable partner beginning in 2020.
So that's what, 2 years then, I guess. They haven't had a deal with PGA.
Right.
Will PGA come back to Turner is probably what Turner's trying to figure out. And Charles Barkley, maybe he's just saying that because that's how like the PGA Tour operated. Like, hey, you go there, you can't come here. You do this, you can't do this. It's all, this is...
He said he might have to resign, right? In that article that you popped up.
Yeah, what if they don't? Let him.
He can resign, and they're going to force him to work and say you can't go to LIV? Does he have is that a non-compete with LIV?
I have no idea.
Is this because of the match?
What's that?
Is this because of the match?
The match is owned by Phil, isn't it?
Yeah.
And
they
Phil,
run it on
is?
TNT.
I think so. I think he's one of the founders, yeah.
Yeah.
Still?
Great question.
Hey, his book came out. I'm listening to it actually now.
Is he talking?
No, it's that book that came out that started, I guess, the off-the-record comments. Alan Shipnick wrote it, I guess. I don't know how long it came. I just downloaded it. I've been listening. Just started. Sounds like it's going to be pretty good. A lot of stories from different golfers. Well, yeah, it just seems pretty interesting.
Oh, it's going to get a little juicy. You're a big book guy, huh? Audio book guy.
I like listening to books like that, absolutely.
Have you listened to all of these books?
I've read, most of those, I've actually read with my eyeballs.
Read with your eyeballs instead of with your ear holes?
Yes.
Apparently, the Tom Segura book on audiobook is unbelievable because it's just him. So it's just like a book of stand-up.
There's a great brain. Tom Segura.
Yeah.
Can do stand-up in Spanish and English. Has the work ethic that you would need to become whatever blue-collar job you can need. And his stories are all... I mean, I guess I'm seeing the tail end of his, like, here he is now, but I don't think he's ever not fucking... hit a home run, right? Yeah. I feel like that's one of those.
Always funny.
Always. Yeah. Tom Segura, always funny.
Him doing like full-blown Spanish-speaking comedy shows too. Like he has to tour the entire, Central America and South America.
To the Spanish-speaking community that only listens to Spanish-speaking, and they're judging him versus them. And he just, I grew up in a Spanish-speaking family. It's no problem. Yeah. I could be the biggest stand-up comedian in Spanish and English. No big deal.
It's unbelievable.
If I want, it's It's amazing. I like that Kevin Hart's getting back out there. He's doing arenas and theaters again. Feels like he's
Did
going
he
to
take some time off?
Yeah, because he did all those movies. He wasn't doing as much stand-up. Remember, the last stand-up we saw him do was in his basement, I think.
Yeah, the Netflix one.
It was in his basement. I
saw some of his documentary. Or was it a documentary series? that he had?
Series. Yeah, him working out and his whole life, basically.
He's the EP on a new stand-up on Netflix, too. I think it's like one of his guys, and he executive produces the entire production and everything.
The Red Solo Cup boys.
Yes. Yeah, I believe it's one of them got his own special on Netflix, and he is the EP on that.
Because he has Heart to Heart now, which is that interview series on Peacock. He has
He started like a comedy network. Is that still going on?
LOL, I think, with SiriusXM he has a deal, and with other people. Kevin Hart is a fucking great businessman.
Heartbeat Productions, right?
Heartbeat
They do
Productions,
TV and a bunch of shows like that.
And he's getting back into stand-up. That's good.
Yeah, unbelievable.
It's probably nice for him, too, to just kind of like, all right, let me just get back into writing another great hour. There was a couple he had there where he was, say it with your chest.
Yep.
That kind of just launched.
Some of Cat Williams' old stuff too. I mean, Cat Williams has some unbelievable.
Pimpin'.
You always reference a
Pimpin'.
few of them.
Hey, poor little Tink, man. Let's get to the phones.
Maybe Kevin Hart will do the ESPYs now that they were up 42% for the ratings.
So that's misinformation.
What do you mean?
I would like to correct something that has been said on this program. And I don't like to do this because normally we like to be 100% factual all the time.
Yeah, always.
But we are kind of accused of misinformation worldwide on a regular basis, it feels like at this point now. That what you just said is not true. The ESPYs were down 42%, I guess.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Down 42.
I read that wrong. That's
42. That's a large number.
Wait, what was last year's ESPYs? Was it a COVID ESPYs or what was it?
I don't know. Remember, we were talking about it before the ESPYs started, and we all realized we hadn't watched the ESPYs in numerous years.
Several years.
But
No, it was 2 years.
that was 2 years. Exactly.
Last year was leading man Anthony Mackie.
Yeah,
that's right.
Exactly. Remember, we had the same exact conversation on Wednesday before the ESPYs, and we said, "Oh fuck, we haven't watched."
Wait a second. It's down 42% from last year's ESPYs?
Yes.
Did people know last year's ESPYs happened?
Well, that's what we. So just back to what we were talking about here.
I guess we're the problem. We should have paid more attention.
That's exactly. Well, that on Wednesday we said that because we're gassing up the ESPYs. Remember Wednesday starting to gas up the tonight's the ESPYs. There's always one of those moments, and then like Russ hosted it last year. Well, actually that was 2 years ago. And it was like oh shit. Wait, did we even watch? How'd Russ do? Oh, we didn't watch that one either. We realized quickly that we were kind of definitely a part of the problem because we had known that it existed, but then we clearly did not watch it.
It does say down. I thought it said up. I also read.
And Outkick was not happy to report this.
No.
I also
It's not Steph's fault, though.
I also saw somewhere that they said they were stuffing ballot boxes so certain people would win, so they get on stage and push their political messages.
Jesus Christ! All right.
What?
Wow.
All right.
Who?
Let's get to a break.
Diggs really watched it start to finish, huh?
I actually did shoot because there was nothing else on. I should have watched Blackbird. Hindsight.
Yeah, unbelievable.
It is very good. Blackbird is very, very good. Not great for Indiana, but
great show.
Sure.
It's a great show. But I watched those ESPYs from front to back, and all I could think of was just like somebody that I know from home just being like, I got my own shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, this is what people talk about whenever they talk about like doing it. Not that those aren't very important, all very, very, very important things, but sports, for a long time, and I understand it's a big platform and we should make the world a better place. Sports for a long time was an escape from all that. And I think when the awards show celebrating sports is just very, very serious and very like, hey, you're bad people, you don't help this. It's like, I'm trying to pay my own rent. I just think it's 42% is quite a fucking drop in ratings.
Yeah, I could have probably guessed that though, based on the replies to your tweet, asking, "Are we watching?"
We watching the ESPYs? Oh fuck no!
Yeah.
I'm like, oh
I
my
mean,
god!
good. Look at that.
People are very angry about not watching. It's like I did not know that was the case.
All knows.
Next year though, it's going to be better. It's going to be everything everybody wants it to be. Just like hour 3 on the other side of this 6-minute break. We'll see you then. Cheers. All right, let's answer some phone calls.
Hell yeah!
Let's go to Blake. 42% is a big number.
Huge.
That's a lot.
And I know the editor at Outkick, as they were typing up that tweet, was just like sick to their stomach.
Yeah, deleted it like 100 times.
That was just,
need to report
Gotta
this?
report the news.
That was a screenshot of a tweet because it was deleted. Because Outkick felt so terrible for.
Didn't want to have.
Hey, that's become a thing. That has become a thing. I don't follow. It's not in my timeline, my algorithm.
It's in mine.
Yeah, no shit. No shit. But that's all political sports now, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, big time.
Just the other way.
Yep. Yeah. Good to get
Really,
those.
like everything is like slanted political.
I think right.
Damn
I'm not
near.
everything that I see that makes it
Yes.
into my timeline
Yes.
is, and I'm like,
It is.
oh, okay, all right. So they got to the point of like, because I think for a long time there was no like sports media representation for the people that are like, let's keep politics out of sports. Let's keep politics out of sports. And then they were finally like, well, they're going to keep it in there. We need to put politics in our sports then. And that's just kind of, just like everything.
Yeah.
It'll never end now.
Nope.
It'll never end, but at least, some people can feel like they're getting their side out, I guess. I don't know.
Well, and you just said it too. The only stuff that you see is the stuff that kind of has the politics intertwined, and that's probably why they just kind of stuck with that, because that stuff goes for them.
I'm not smart enough to understand why everybody's pissed off at everybody, but it does feel like everybody is pissed off at everybody. I want to let everybody know, hey, it's going to work out.
Uh-huh.
Because it has to.
Well.
Because it has to.
Unless those fucking red beams of light over the Atlantic decide to just take over everybody.
Did you see that, AJ?
We have more. There's more.
Oh, yeah.
This is the biggest one.
Pilot reported just a bunch of glowing objects, basically, he'd never seen before while flying over water.
Is there a picture?
It's bad.
It's coming. Mitz is doing a little fingering of the thing.
But is this video from like 15 years ago, or is
No.
this just
No. 2 days ago. It's right here. It's like, it looks like a volcano. Not. That's water down there.
It's the sun.
Yeah, it's sun's in the ocean.
You can see the sun
it's
actually
awesome.
in the photo.
Yeah, the sun's. I guess that's just portions of the sun just kind of.
So did anyone fly and chase this thing?
This thing, it was there. It just stayed, flew over.
I know. I want to. If Tom Cruise would have dive bombed right through that.
Yeah.
Well, we don't got enough Mavericks these days.
No, we
Yeah, and
don't.
If it was TC, those things would be dead.
Well, TC would be at least trying.
That's right.
Man, okay, that's pretty
down.
cool.
This particular pilot might just had to try to get some passengers from one side of the country to the other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just looking out for them.
It's not cool, AJ.
Yeah, looking.
Just so we.
Why are you judging a pilot? Why don't we just talk about what he's seeing?
I'm not judging
What
the
she's
pilot. If
seeing.
he was able to take this picture, but hey, let's get a little bit closer and check this out.
So you are judging the pilot.
You are a pilot, so is that just possible? Just kind of like pause it a little bit. Let's go.
No, they'd have to get clearance and everything, and ask
to stall.
Get on the radio and try to let me go check this thing out. I got some aliens down here. I want to dive bomb.
All right. Well, was that aliens or not, dude? It was. And how come it's happening at such a regular time? Like, something's coming.
Yeah.
Something's coming. I can't wait for it. And listen, all of the arguments that are happening, where everybody's yelling at each other all the time, I think there's going to come a point where we're all going to be like, oh, I will fucking deal with you in a minute.
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on here? There's a chance. Who knows? Hopefully we'll be alive for it. Let's get to a break. We'll be back in like 2 minutes or so. Nick was doing some real heavy research into something. His head was into a computer there. We'll be back in 2 minutes with hour 3. Answer some phone calls, wrap up the week. Big giveaway coming from the boys.
Hell yeah.
Let's enjoy the hell out of ourselves here. See you in a couple of minutes. What's up? We're like 20 minutes before the show starts here on this Feel Good Friday. Boom.
You probably would never see me again.
We're out of here to Grand Rapids, Michigan. What? Hello, Grand Rapids. Such a piece of shit. What? Not sticky at all, these gloves. Yeah! Did you see that? That's what I thought. Not sticky at all, these gloves.
Yeah, you grab
Not
that.
sticky at all. Yeah! These gloves are just like so slick. They're so slick, it's hard to catch stuff. Shit! It's so difficult to catch stuff. I don't know how these kids are doing it. You know, I have no idea what's going on.
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about.
Speaking his mind.
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
While being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to that show. It is a glorious feel-good Friday, July 22nd, 2022. Hour 3, sending you into the weekend in a beautiful fashion begins now.
Let's ride.
Had a baby AJ back in the attic. This Super Bowl champion. This college football national champion.
What?
This Ryder Cup champion.
What?
This COVID survivor is back in Ohio for this beautiful Friday. The Talks the Tables here at Ty Schmidt, at Boston Connor. One half of the Hammer, Dahn. Cowboys Tone Diggs is here. Obviously got Mitt, Zito, Nick in the back. I like the fact that Mitt didn't even attempt to run the horn there.
Nope.
That is smart, Mitt. You've been doing fantastic on the ones and twos this week. Congrats to you, pal.
Got a baby Mitt.
Dirty Bruce, Bill, everybody in the back, we can't thank you enough. Some breaking news, international breaking news.
Wow.
The NFL's growth into Europe has been a success, I think, by all accounts.
Massive.
Roger Goodell, I guess at one point during his tenure, laid out to the NFL owners how they get to a certain number. I forget what billions it was in annual revenue. This is how we get to this number that everybody wants. And they said, cool, we got faith that you'll be able to do it, Roger. It was expanding the game into Europe, into other continents. It started with London, and then it built with more in London, then around England. Now, for the first time ever, they're going to Germany. And let me tell you about this massive failure the NFL had in Germany. Only 3 million requests were made for tickets to this fucking game between the Seahawks and the Buccaneers. 3 million requests for tickets for one NFL game, the first of its kind in Munich, November 13th in Germany. At one point, there was 800,000 people simultaneously trying to get one ticket.
Jeez.
What a success for the NFL. What a perfect business move. And what an opportunity for the NFL to showcase a game that we all love to even more people and keep growing this game that has brought so many different people together from so many different backgrounds. I absolutely love this. Guten Tag, more games in Germany next year, we'd all assume, AJ.
I mean, I'm sure the NFL was expecting, like, they know that they are king. Like, we have a pretty big deal, and we can make some things happen. But do you think they had any idea they'd get this kind of response in Germany?
Now, there's a lot of, second-hand ticket brokers that are trying to get their hands on this ticket as well. Anytime you see that many people requesting something, there's some people trying to take advantage of the situation. And you would hope that the NFL has some certain way to, legitimize whoever is buying it, that comedians have had to do, musicians have had to do, because the secondhand, what is that?
Market?
Bingo. Fucking bingo. The secondhand market is so absurd. Ticket will be $850, and then there's some guy who has bots that's able to get in and buy these tickets for $850, hangs on to them, and is able to sell those for like $7,000 or $8,000. And it's a full business, and you have to respect those people's hustle. But a lot of the artists and everybody else that's getting fucked out of this whole thing and is doing all the work, they were not necessarily thrilled with it as well. So there's a lot of emailed tickets, and you have to confirm your tickets through everything. But there was some shit going for like 30 grand a ticket, 80 grand a ticket in this fucking game. I legit, legit. The prices were fucking absurd, and it's because 3 million people want 70,000 tickets. That's pretty good supply demand if you're the person at the end with the cash in your hand. Good bars there.
But what does that mean? So they have so much success here. They can play all. I mean, the opportunities are endless, really. When you think about where the NFL has barely been anywhere but the United States. Now they're starting to branch off. Oh man, I mean, this is So every team every year is going to have at least one game somewhere all over the place. And who knows how many games it is 10 years from now.
And the players and coaches are going to hate it. They'll add an extra bye week. One of them will be immediately following your international game, and then there'll be another bye in there. They'll get that thing up to 18 games, and the international market will just be a weekly thing where in the morning we wake up and there's an early game, and then there's a 1 o'clock game, 4 o'clock game, and an 8:30 game. And that'll just become the standard operating procedure because they will be raking in so much money. Think about the TV deals. They add another time slot. They add another time slot.
You're right, the early time slot. Yeah, and everyone loves it because I can wake on the East Coast. I can wake up and there's a game on.
What did Dan said morning, didn't he?
Yeah.
He said Sunday morning. Then he said Saturday was happening.
Week 18.
So is he talking Saturday morning?
Well, they'll probably do that, but they'll have to do it earlier in the season. And I assume just like how when you guys were playing, you would look at the schedule and look when your bye week is, and now it'll be you look at the schedule to see when your international game is instead.
It's good business for the NFL.
Pat, I have a question for you though. This question may have been posed on other like morning talk shows, maybe on TV, but when do we find the first? When is the first Super Bowl hosted international somewhere else?
They would have to get a
outside
team.
of the U.S.
Wouldn't they have to get a team?
Would they do it though? They don't have to. No.
No, yeah,
It doesn't have to be a home team.
I think so because the way it's currently set up is if you build a new
Stadium and all
stadium.
that.
Yeah, and that's like they turn over all the stadiums each year. It seems like there's new.
Do you think it'll ever happen though? Do you think we'll ever see a Super Bowl outside of the U.S.?
No. Yeah, I do.
It would.
London will have one for
Would
sure.
you even need a team? Or-
London will have one for sure. Don't you think?
Yeah.
Like, what if they just built a stadium?
They would have to have a team.
Have to? Even if they were like, hey, we're going to build this stadium strictly for NFL games because they're going to be coming over here.
Oh yeah, and they just use that one NFL stadium as opposed to using like
Yeah.
Chelsea
Wembley
Yeah,
or
doing
whatever,
soccer
yeah.
stadiums. They
Yeah.
just have a football
Qatar
stadium
has a
now
bunch of
there.
extra ones.
Well, those are actually just
Those are soccer stadiums.
No, they're not
crates.
They're actually just crates.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're just
Shipping
shipping crates.
containers.
Yeah, shipping containers. There it is. Yeah, shipping containers. So I guess those could go anywhere. I wonder if the NFL will attempt to buy their own land and build their own stadium out there. in
Why
London.
wouldn't they? Like,
Probably
it just
already-
makes so
Put a
much
plaza
sense.
in there, a casino.
Yeah, they would have their own like Jerry
Hotel.
World
They'll
in
ju-
these countries.
Why wouldn't a current EPL team just pay the NFL to host a Super Bowl over there?
So what we're saying is we think that there has to be ownership of stadium for the NFL to go there.
So year round, just be like a concert venue.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the NFL's going to make so much money.
Probably still host soccer games in it.
The Europes will be competing in it at some point.
Yeah. And then, are any of the current soccer stadiums? Are they all like indoor?
We're going to have to keep up with their stadiums over there are nice. Hey, those soccer.
How are they different?
All of them have the fucking grass that just walks outside and suns itself.
Right.
They have
Like
those.
the suites and the lower entrances, like soccer stadiums over there. I guess I'm just
Yeah,
judging.
what does it feel like, honestly, compared to like what? I'm curious because I've seen my buddies that have gone there said it's awesome. How is the seating different, or is the viewing better? Like how do they do it?
It just feels like a little bit
heightened
like
atmosphere.
nicer. It just feels like it's just
Like high end?
Yeah, it feels very high end. That's a great way to describe. It feels like high end when you're.
Is that like it was that one place where I saw people getting curb stomped on the way in or the way out?
So that was in
Mexico?
I believe that was in the Mexico
Yeah.
soccer
Right.
league. That's not in the
But we
EPL.
talked about, I think it was Tottenham had a new stadium, maybe either last year or the year before, when we looked at it, and it was state of the art, unbelievable. All their seats were
Where were
like
they getting that
comfort
money
seats.
from?
Tottenham? I don't know if that's a Saudi league. Tony, you're a fan of the team.
No, I believe they're owned by. Is it?
3M?
No, I think it's what's the name of it?
Coca-Cola?
No, guy who owns all.
Bezos?
Kroenke. Is it Kroenke?
Kroenke.
That would be a game.
Really?
Whatever team won, Kroenke had.
How nice would that be? I guess to just be able to buy. What do you want to do? You want to go to Europe? Well, we might as well have a team there, right? If we're going to go for a week or two, might as well have at least a horse in a race. Where everybody's home. Yeah, you're right. Have our own stadium, our own suite.
Sounds
Need a helicopter landing thing, helipad,
Right on top of the
right
suite.
on top of the stadium, so when people know that I fucking
Sorry, Kroenke's Arsenal.
let them know fucking daddy's here.
It looks like for like comparing us to like European leagues, we own them on like capacity by like 30,000.
Yeah, they're much smaller, right?
Yes, yeah.
Stadium's smaller.
Their
over there.
largest is 75,000. That's the Manchester United, and then our largest Dallas.
Didn't you say they're all
Cowboys.
seats though, Connor?
So the NFL, yeah, it's all comfortable, I think.
Lot of
But they all
comfortable
stand.
seats.
They all
Yeah.
stand too. The NFL is going to go build 100,000 capacity.
Yeah. It's even more of a reason.
They're going to do it. I wonder how far Because if our dumb asses are only thinking of this right now, that means the NFL has already thought about this.
a long time.
They're already having it.
They already own land, I'm sure, all over.
Because there is farmland over there. We drove through. We were staying at like a golf course, and we drove through a bunch of it to get to the city. You know, I mean, those countries over there are small, man.
Tiny.
They are small.
So none of the English stadiums are indoor. They'd have to build an indoor one because England has winter.
Oh, so retractable roof. You're welcome. Introduce that. That's what the NFL is going to do, huh? How will England feel about it?
I mean, I think they'd be pumped if it's just one. I guess, granted, you could probably do a lot more of the international games at that stadium year-round, which will even make it more of like an event. Like, hey, we never get to go to the stadium. Football's in town. Let's go check out the new state-of-the-art.
And Bill informed me that by 2029, United is planning on debuting a supersonic, I think, plane.
Yep. The Concorde is coming back?
I don't know if it's not the Concorde. I think it's a different company trying to do the same thing. So if they build a stadium, this is how we think London gets a Super Bowl. That's how we've got to this point right here. They built a stadium over there, and it takes 3 hours to get there on a flight from New York. I think they get a Super Bowl, and I think it only continues to grow into Europe.
Get a team. If you can get there in 3 hours, they get a team quicker than they would before. That's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Actually, remember Irsay mentioned that. He didn't mention that they would get a team, but he mentioned how Concorde was supposed to make a flight for 3 hours. I was like, oh, that came up in a conversation at some point, probably with NFL teams, like at the one per club meeting. It's like, if we're able to get to London, we're definitely giving them a team. Who are we giving them? Jags. Fucking give them the Jags. Have the Jags start playing over there. Then whenever technology makes it possible from these plane companies for us to get there back and forth, now we're in Europe. Now we're utilizing all of Germany that fucking loves football. Here we go. We are off and running. United Airlines, our hearts went boom. Behold the all-new boom Aero supersonic design coming to the skies in 2029. And that thing is long and dynamic and going to go really fast, and we'll have a lot of other people on it for the first couple thousand flights than us. But boy, if it if it proves that it works, I mean,
3.5 hours they're alleging New York to London, 4.5 Tokyo to Seattle, and 8 from LA to Sydney, Australia.
Look at this. Just like social media, the world's getting smaller, isn't it?
My God.
The world's getting smaller.
And they can squeeze out now 2 weeks of Super Bowl stuff, because usually it's just a one Super Bowl week. But if they do it in London, I assume teams will want to go over there the week before the Pro Bowl.
Oh, so you're saying like media.
Exactly. They can just expand that entire thing.
And will the Pro Bowl be over there as well?
Has to be. People would love that, right?
That would only draw more fans.
The players would like to go to London, I think, right?
Yes, but why don't we just steal some of these alien crap or steal their technology, reverse engineer it, boom, we're there in like 12 seconds.
Well, I don't know if our bodies can handle the G's.
I was going to say.
They have some kind of technology that shields our body from the G's.
Well, maybe the technology is the thing shielding it, but according to one of my sources who seen a UAP, unidentified aerial phenomenon, who is a pilot, pretty solid pilot. He seen one and said that thing had to be pulling like 100,000 G's or something, like, or 10,000 G's.
Yeah, we can't handle that.
So I don't know what it was doing.
We don't have even craft that can pull those kind of G's, let alone humans.
He actually said, I watched it, and obviously the first thing I thought was, what is that? And then second, oh, the person inside has to be just
mush,
absolutely blown apart by the G's. Yeah.
Can TC handle it?
Probably.
Well, TC did. He was flying at what, Mach 10 speeds?
Yeah, 10.8.
Yep.
Right, he got up to before the engine blew.
Do you remember that? His face.
Yep. Because he was actually going.
Well, he had to get a speed record. Obviously, had to get his altitude record. Let's go to the phones before I get the fuck out of here.
Beantown, right?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, flicking them.
Let's go. Flick those beans, baby.
You are a pathetic representation.
Whoa.
Of Boston, by the way.
I don't know.
Pretty
I'm
despicable.
pretty sure a lot of people say that's why they call it Beantown.
Well, it was the first thing that came to your mind relatively quickly, so I
Yeah.
assume that is just your friend group doing the thing. No. I'm very pumped to get up to your area, though, and breathe the air that created you and your friends and people that are similar to you.
Yeah, no, I'm pumped for you too. It's going to be nice up there. And like I said, I really do think the crowd is going to deliver for you.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm excited for tonight, AJ.
Where is the program?
Is that the Garden?
Beantown.
Oh, it's at the Garden, though. I mean, right?
I think so, yeah.
TD Bank, North Garden.
Is it?
I think so. That's what I thought.
Pretty sure.
Yeah, because it's either, and you've already been to Worcester. I mean, those are really the two places that it would be.
All right, I can't wait to get up there. Let's get to the phones. Let's go to Big Lou in Tucson, Arizona. Big Lou on the 5 Energy phone line. Go to 5energy.com. Use promo code McAfee to receive 10% off your order of 5 Energy. Big Lou, father of Little Lou.
Hey, how you doing? How you doing? Keep it moving, boys.
Hey, I like that. Lou. Big Lewin, dude. Let's go. Hey, Lou. You're big? How big?
Hey, bro, I'm like 6'3", 300 pounds.
Hey, this is Shay Technique. What's going on, bro? What do you want to talk about, Big Lou?
Bro, I want to just talk about how the Cowboys are going to fucking suck again, bro. I'm over here thinking about all the money the Cardinals just paid Kyler and how much money we just fucking sacked into Dak. I'm a Cowboys fan. I'm getting excited. They're getting ready to go to California, but, bro, we're going to fucking suck again, aren't we?
Why? Why do you think that, Big Lou? You're 6'3", 300 pounds of negativity right now, Big Lou.
Hey, bro, don't give me that shit.
Yeah, you are.
You hear yourself, Lou?
Lou, I thought all Cowboys fans just had these delusions of grandeur, of winning the Super Bowl every single year. Big Lou does not fit the mold at all. He's Big Lou.
I mean, what does he mean by, is he still on the line? Like, what's a bad season for him? They're still, I mean, when they're bad, they're still okay. Their defense should be legit still. Dak hopefully gets better. Zeke, I don't know. Hopefully he has a big year.
You win 6-7 games, you go to the playoffs in the NFC East, too.
Yeah,
true.
I mean, they have to go. They need to go to the Super Bowl, I guess. They need to win the Super Bowl, really.
That's not happening.
This year, not as much Cowboys hype, or are we just not paying attention to anybody else
No, I
talking
think
about
there
our
is
show?
a little less because they lost some weapons. They lost some linemen. They might stink.
Yeah, it is down a little bit.
It'll just take until week one. If they look good in the first week of the season, we'll be right back into it. Dak's going to win MVP. This team's going to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's what happened last year against the Bucks on Thursday. Remember, we all hammered them the Bucks minus 9.5. Then the Cowboys came out and we were like, "Holy shit, the Cowboys are really good."
Forgot how good Dak is. He's healthy too this year. Big Mike knows how to win.
Yeah.
But there will ultimately come down to some game management decision, and we'll go, "Oh no,
knew it."
And then some, thing will happen in the season. It's like, Cowboys, oh no. Is it happening again? But let's go to Nick in Indiana. Nick in Indiana, what's going on, pal? I think he has something to add to this conversation.
I sure do. How you doing, Pat?
Hey, keep it moving, Nick. Great.
First of all, free my guy Gump.
Free Gump.
Free Gump.
Free Gump.
But yeah, I do have something to add. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't think they're going to win the Super Bowl. But we got to be better than the Eagles, even though they got a little better. What do we think?
Who's
we?
we?
Be better than the Eagles?
Nick,
or what?
We've never met you. Who's we? Is we the Cowboys?
You're right. I said we. That's them. That's them. I don't want to play for Mike McCarthy, so it can't be we. So fuck that guy.
So who are you talking about then?
Aren't these Cowboys
The
fans
Cowboys,
calling?
the Cowboys players on the team. No.
Are you a Cowboys fan, Nick?
I am.
What the fuck did Big Mike do? What, You already hate Big Mike McCarthy?
No. He took too much time off, and it's the game's passed him by. We need somebody a little better. I'm thinking like maybe Lincoln Riley. That's what I was hoping.
Oh, Lincoln Riley. Okay,
Sean
Nick,
Payton.
appreciate that. Maybe Sean Payton. He said, "Hey, don't rule me out from being back on the sideline." Remember whenever I retired out of nowhere because I was potentially going to own a team? Yeah, I do too. And I've tried to do this home thing a little bit, and the game is probably going to call me this season on numerous occasions. He's working for Fox.
Yes.
I believe. So he's going to be around the game, in the game. It's only a matter of time before an offer comes from the game. And will Sean Payton get back out there and call plays with how successful he has been? We all say yes, just like everybody's talking about Gronk going back week 10, week 13, if the Bucs need a tight end to maybe get over the hump and win the Super Bowl.
We'll say this about the Cowboys. The one positive that I have seen, Zeke looks fit. Zeke looks like he's ready to go.
He's been going to his cult events you guys got over there at Ohio State. OH!
I haven't seen him in a little while. But
he had it.
The cruise, he's doing well.
Yeah, Zeke's a dog.
He's fun, man. Zeke's a fun dude.
All right,
Lamb.
I got to get out of here.
CD's awesome, by the way. That is the reason why I do always have hope for the Cowboys. CD is so fun to watch, and it's just fun to see him just interact. Like, he just seems like a dude who you want to be on his team.
He's got great wiggle too, Paul.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's tough.
He's a stud.
I think he's tough too.
I think so. And he's been through a lot already, which is huge. Maturity. A lot of people ranking Dak, high.
Yeah.
Then Chris Canty comes out and says he's the number one most overrated player in the NFL. It's like, holy shit. Does anybody know if anybody's good in the NFL anymore?
Sirianni and the Eagles, I think, is probably the most interesting team with A.J. Brown now and Devontae. Like, they have weapons all over, too.
Hey, is Jalen a guy?
Is Jalen a guy, yeah.
All on Jalen.
Everybody says Jalen is a guy. Jalen, I assume, has been working like a guy because he said his work ethic is unbelievable. Philadelphia would be cool to be back in the mix, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And Carson Wentz with the Commanders.
Yeah.
Huh?
They're going to suck.
Who says no?
Jordan Davis also should have been the number one pick. He's
What's their
on the
record?
Eagles, too.
Who's? The Commanders?
Yeah, what do you think? What's the over-under that
13-4?
FanDuel gives them?
4-13.
14-13, 14-3.
Whoa. 3-14, maybe. They might have C.J. Stroud next season.
Zito just dropped a little fun fact in my ear. Madden has placed Carson Wentz as the most injury-prone quarterback in the game.
Oh, no.
Okay, so maybe Madden's back then.
But Madden doesn't understand that even if he gets injured, he's still playing. So does an injury even matter? Are you hurt or are you injured? And Carson's like, doesn't. What?
You shouldn't be.
I
allowed
have
to take
pain
him
in
out.
both legs.
Yeah, either way.
You have to leave him in if he's hurt because he's going to stay in.
Like Greg Jennings.
Because is the game real or not?
It's in the game.
It's also in business.
With Saudi.
Whoa.
Jeez.
It really puts a bow on this week, doesn't it? All right, I'm going to get out of here. AJ, I appreciate the hell out of you, pal.
Appreciate you guys. Have fun in Boston, man. It should be fun.
Way to travel around this week and make it work with all the kids dumping on sailboats and such.
We figured it out. Had a great time.
We do figure it out, don't we? It's kind of how you should view life, really.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
Figure it out.
And I've been lucky to figure it out alongside all you fine gentlemen.
Here.
Happy birthday to my lovely wife, my beautiful wife. It's
Happy
gonna
birthday, Sam.
Happy
Happy
birthday,
birthday,
Sam.
Sam. It's going to be a great weekend.
What'd you get her?
Dude.
Surprise.
You want to ruin it here?
It's pretty good.
Oh, believe me, I'm sure it's good. I'm just, curious.
I mean, we did just get off an island for a week, and
Are you going to tell us on Monday?
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, a G-Wagon's pretty nice.
Yeah, it's a very...
But, yeah, I'll tell you. Yeah, I absolutely will. I can't wait for this weekend. SmackDown tonight.
Hell yeah.
Another week of sports talk.
Hell yeah.
Training camp next week.
Training camp starting for a lot of teams next week.
Everybody. Everybody. All
Football
vets.
is back. There's going to be quotes and early takes and thoughts for us to chit-chat about, because this week, I'm going to be honest, the well was a little dry.
Last week, though. This is it till February. I mean, next week we're back. Yeah.
We did it.
Thank you, people that watch this show and listen to the show, so much for sticking with us through all this shit. It's been a lot of shit. We've been wading shit in the shit seas of sports takes and talk through the off season. And next week, balls are being snapped.
Here we go.
What?
Meetings are being held.
What?
Motivational speeches about winning the Super Bowl. Everybody else is at the same place we are. Who will survive and make it to the mountaintop that is Lambeau? That starts next week.
Hell yeah.
Right.
We can taste it.
Smell it.
Feel it.
Hear it.
We're here. It's time. Have the greatest weekend of your life. The boys will wrap up the show and have a giveaway. I'll be in SmackDown tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern time on Fox, live from TD Garden.
Hell yeah. They got him.
Former home pasta.
Well, no. Current home.
Former home
And
pasta.
they're bringing his best friend back.
All right, I'm out of here. Everybody, thank you all so much for your hard work. Cheers. Yep, goodbye. Joining us now is a man who got to experience that at Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Got to experience it in the NFL. Now he's on television. He's this man's brother-in-law. He's obviously incredibly handsome. Ladies and gentlemen, Brady Quinn. Holy hell. Jesus. You look like that all the time.
I don't know if you guys can see what's behind me. I think AJ might be more familiar with this picture. So hopefully AJ can elaborate or add some context to all this.
Is that Chopper up over your left
That's
ear?
Chopper. Yeah, that's Chopper.
AJ,
How'd you get that in your background?
What happened here? So,
Well, this is a golf cart submerged.
why are you fully dressed underwater?
Thank you, Brady. Okay. Brady, Yeah, you gotta. I guess we have to mention it, Brady. This is Pat. You know, this golf cart, the e-brake just didn't work on me. I was parking close to the green. I rode that joker right into the pond because it took a hard right turn. This is like 12 years ago. I jumped in instantly. Oz is the other guy looking for his cigs. That was no help. And then Brady and Chopper were in my group. They came up about 10 seconds later, and they both just dove in instantly and started helping.
Yeah. So you hold on.
We
Brady.
did not finish our round.
You drove this cart directly into this pond.
Well,
you are a fucking menace behind the wheel, AJ. You drive with both feet. You sleep. Your hands are all deformed because of your broken fingers. You're driving golf carts into ponds. Straight up. Are you blacked out drunk in this thing?
No, I wish I was. That's the problem. I was not.
Sober.
Oh my God,
this guy. I was trying to get there.
Brady, how do you let this guy marry your sister? How do you let this guy marry your sister, Brady?
Let me add some more context to all of this, okay? This is at Rattlesnake Ridge. This was the first year, our first fundraiser for my foundation, the Third and Goal Foundation, which helps support wounded vets. So
Great
AJ
cause.
was kind enough to come out and obviously support the cause. Now, I guarantee you he was not sober for this because we actually took a party bus to Rattlesnake Ridge.
Oh, AJ, boozing and driving.
No one was sober at this thing.
What I'm saying is, I played many times with many more drinks in me and didn't wreck a cart, is all I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Sure.
All right. Chopper hopping in there, though. Is he scuba diving?
Well, he dove to the bottom and grabbed some clubs.
He did. He said all you had to do was open your eyes in that murky water and you could find whatever you need to down there. All those eyes were burning afterwards.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's fucking goth.
Oh, what do you got? Jesus. Fuck.
Got it.
Oh! For birdie finish. Ah!
He's muted. You're muted.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
Who muted me? You guys got me? Okay, here we go. This is the Pat McAfee Show. I'm AJ Hawk. Tone Diggs is on your screen. If you are watching on YouTube here, Friday, July 22nd, 2022, Pat is headed to Boston, Beantown, to do SmackDown tonight. I know we're going to have a little giveaway. So, Diggs, why don't you let everybody know what you think the giveaway may be, maybe the hashtag. Let's see what's on your brain.
I could do better than what it may be, AJ. I can tell you exactly what the giveaway is going to be, okay?
Let's do it.
The giveaway for this Feel Good Friday is hashtag PMS Feel Good Friday.
Keep it simple.
Of course.
Listen, we're back. Let's keep it simple.
KISS.
Hashtag PMS Feel Good Friday. In the tweet, make sure you put your cash tag in there.
Yep.
So we know how to get you the money that you deserve. We're going to pick 10 winners, and all you have to do for $500, 10 winners, $500.
Yep.
Love that.
All you have to do is, since we were back this week, screenshot or post a video or whatever of your favorite moment from us being back this week.
Okay.
So once again, just hashtag PMS Feel Good Friday. Make sure you have your cash tag in the tweet, and then photo, video, screenshot, whatever of your favorite moment of us being back this week.
Love that.
All right, good.
Well
good
done.
job, Diggs. Are the boys all still there? Are we able to show them on camera at all, or no? I don't want to overload the system.
How you doing, AJ?
Yeah, we're good.
Oh, there you go, Ty. I see you. Ty, I got a question about you, new father, right?
Yeah.
How old is she?
4 weeks on Sunday, so a month on Sunday.
All right. Did you give any thought before you had a kid of what it would be like to be a parent? And if you did, is it what you expected?
Yeah, I mean a little bit, but I said this earlier in the week. I don't until you have a kid, like you can hear what other people say about it, but I really don't think there's any way to like quantify what the experience is until it's actually your own kid and you are responsible for like making sure that they're alive. So I mean, I don't know. Like I didn't read any books or anything like that leading up to it. I had a couple. Maybe wish I would have done that, but I still don't think. I think it's kind of just you got to just
YouTube clips
roll
suffice?
with it. YouTube clips?
Yeah.
I don't know, because
You
every
figure it
kid's
out,
different. Every
right?
kid's different, too. It's like AJ's kids aren't the same as my kids, so it's kind of like, how you can get general advice, but, everyone's experience is different.
Yeah, exactly. When people try to tell you they have all the answers, no, every kid is so different. Even I have 4 kids, how you interact and try to, help each one is different. How they can respond and everything. I know, yeah.
Did
So
you read the
basically
books?
what you're saying, Ty, is you care about your kid way more than you do anybody else.
Early indications, yes, absolutely 1,000,000,000%.
That's very natural, I think. You guys want to get to the calls, Diggs? What do you think?
I would love to do whatever you want to do, and it sounds like you want to get to the calls, so let's get to the calls,
quick.
AJ.
Diggs, before we get to the calls, Diggs, I do want to know, saw some awesome shots from you from that softball game you played in.
Yeah.
What exactly is that game? And although it seems like the players, like you're one of the Steelers, it looks like to me.
So, to address the second, hell yeah, that's right. All the Steelers players that were there, I think it was like 8 or 9 of them out of like the 12 or 13 people on the Berg team were Steelers, and they're all so very nice. So it does kind of feel like you are one of the guys while you're there, which is pretty fucking cool. But it goes to the Hayward House, which is Cam's charity, and it's the second year. The first year was like Berg on Berg, 2 Pittsburgh teams. And then this year was Berg versus the world. So it was like Malcolm Jenkins, Dion Lewis was there, a lot of other people
Braun Strowman,
a lot of other people from around the league, and then a lot of Steelers. We just played some softball, raised some money for the Hayward House. It was pretty cool. Everyone's very, very nice, and both quarterbacks that were there, good moxie. You could definitely have a beer with both of them.
Okay.
Really? Okay, look at this, Diggs.
He hit a bomb on this one.
Yeah, that's batting practice.
Home run.
Did you guys have a home run derby?
So after we played 5 innings and we 10-runned them, so they then did a home run derby, 2 players from each team. So it was just like 4 guys in a home run derby.
Who
Keep
won?
it quick. Kenny Pickett.
Kenny Pickett won the derby.
Oh,
Got that dog mentality.
A lot of moxie.
Dog mentality.
Were you stumping to be the choice from your team? One of
No,
the 2
I stood in the
choices?
back. I made sure I stood in the back when they were looking around for people. Not that I would have been chosen either way, but I did not want to be that person.
I would have loved it. I would have loved it if you'd have been up there fighting, getting in a fight with Cam Hayward. Here we go. This is Kenny Pickett.
Oh,
hitting.
it's a smooth swing.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. And he walks it off. He knows.
Man.
That's a bombo.
Honestly, for me though, Kenny Pickett rookie year coming in, winning home run derby year 1, for me that means something. It really does.
Got moxie, AJ.
Absolutely.
Right? I mean,
Tell
like,
you what, I can
see
tell
Josh
you-
Allen hit that one to the moon. You see all these guys can absolutely blast it. It
Brown.
shows you they want to win whatever they're doing.
Tell you what, so Cam obviously was there, Naj was there,
Right.
Trubisky, like a lot of big
Muth?
name guys. Muth was there last year, not this year.
Oh, why?
But there was no name screamed from the stands more for autographs than Kenny Pickett.
Really?
He's the
Yeah,
guy.
he's
it
a
seems.
fan favorite.
Was Mitch a little bummed they weren't screaming
No,
for
they
him?
seem like they're best friends. So
Okay, that's good. Good
Really?
news. Here we
Yeah.
go.
How was Mitch?
awesome. Like Cam made a sweet play in foul territory, first base line. Mitch was the first one to sprint down the line, fucking head slaps, whatever. Big team guy.
Good team guy.
Nice.
Okay, here we go. Looks like the Steelers, things are looking up. What's the
Camaraderie.
over-under for them?
I think it's 7.5.
Oh, hammer it.
That's one where the odds for the division are so low, you're almost a fool not to take it.
Well, what's the high? Who has the most wins on like the over-under? What team?
For like the season
Overall?
Yeah, like who? Does someone have 12?
The Bills have 11.5.
That's got to be it.
The Packers have 10.5. So yeah, it's got to be the Bills.
At 10.5, you said?
Bills and Bucks.
Bills
maybe?
are 11.5.
11.5. Would you take that? Would you take the over?
We actually went through it yesterday or earlier this week, and
AFC East.
at the AFC in general, you look at the North, the West, and the East. There's at least 3 teams in each of those divisions where you can see any of them going to the playoffs or whatever, or going to the Super Bowl. Dan said 8 teams, so that's basically like that could go to the Super Bowl. I think the AFC is going to chew each other up. So I said I would lean under maybe for the Bills, but I still think they're the best team in the AFC. I'm not saying I think they're the best team in the AFC, but I still think getting to 12 and 5 is a really good. 17 games, though. I don't know.
It's a lot. And
what do
now
you
that
think?
Zach Wilson plugged his mom's friend.
So
Jets are on the radar.
That's
too.
at least like 2 more wins for
I
them.
would want to take. I see the Bills. I'm like, yeah, I think they absolutely are Super Bowl contenders. For me, I'd want to take the over. Like, I have a hard time taking the under there, but I know that might be a tough bet.
I will not be taking either. Like, I'm not. I just like they play the Rams, the Titans, the Dolphins, the Ravens, the Steelers, the Chiefs, the Packers, the Vikings, the Browns, the Pats, the Dolphins again, the Bengals, and the Pats. Like, those are all
Tough
like,
schedule.
Yeah. But they only got better. Like, they drafted a corner from Florida who came to his meeting or his pre-draft interview with all those notes.
all their guys are trying to get Joe Hayden there too.
Got Von Miller.
Got Von Miller. They got the only hole in their offense was a running game, and they drafted Dalvin Cook's brother from Georgia. I mean, they got
O.J. Howard.
They got O.J. Howard. They
Dalton Knox caught 100 touchdowns last year.
Yeah, and Dawson, and then they also signed two offensive linemen from Tennessee. One of them, Roger Saffold's like a Pro Bowl, one of their best run blockers. Like, I would definitely take the over. I see them winning 12, 13, 14 games.
Yeah, if I was going to take it, I would definitely want to take the over there. We're going to jump to the calls real quick. Tone, Bruce, I know you're back there manning the phones. Is Isaac in Florida still around?
Isaac, I think he might still be on.
Isaac, you there, bud?
I think Bruce is also new position here, so I don't know if he knows.
We have some
no, we're good. We don't need to go to the phones. He sent me a screen grab of some guys on there. Isaac from Florida, I just wanted to get this one. He's one of the people I chose on here. It said, Isaac from Florida, Commanders fan, wants to talk about poop water. So I figured it was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Nick's back there right now. He's going to get it going.
I assume the poop water, it'll probably be back until they move to that
I think
suite.
he's on.
Oh, yeah.
They got
Is he
me on
on?
the phone.
Isaac,
Yep,
you
I'm
there,
here.
bud?
Yeah, I'm here.
What's going on, man?
Hey, man, this question was actually for Pat, but he's not here anymore. So you guys like to say that a bunch of poop water fell on fans at the Commander Stadium?
Yep, confirmed.
I've read into it. It was rain gutter water, but I just want to know why you guys call it poop water.
So does Isaac believe the story that it was rain gutter water?
Yeah, that's
likely
he's
story.
A mark, he's a mark for the Washington football team.
Exactly.
And he'll believe anything. He's a corporate shill. He'll believe anything that they say, pretty much. We saw the poop falling from the.
It was very clearly a sewage pipe that was hanging above that section.
Those weren't
of
wet leaves, okay?
Yeah.
No.
And why do you
Wet
think
dumps.
Jason Wright had to go up to the press box where they moved those people, in the suite and yuck it up with them because they doused them in poop water?
Stadiums don't have gutters. You don't see fucking Jerry the janitor up on the fucking roof fucking cleaning out the gutters, okay?
No, they got poop pipes.
They have poop pipes, a lot of poop.
Mm-hmm.
So much so, if it was just a gutter, okay, then the World Cup would be coming to the nation's capital.
Bingo.
Okay? Poop pipe FedEx Field didn't get a World Cup game, so I think it tells you all you need to know.
You think FedEx Field, do they still have the troughs where you pee in?
I think every stadium does.
They should.
No, the
every
troughs?
stadium, like old school, like Three Rivers, those are the ones with the
Fucking
trough.
Acrisure still got, their new
What
troughs.
do you know about Three Rivers, dude?
Yeah, Three Rivers, because all those stadiums are the same. Cincinnati, Riverfront.
Yeah, they're all circle.
Stadiums, they're all the exact same thing.
No, but Acusure's got troughs. They're new troughs. They're like nice metal troughs. But I don't think anyone's pissing in urinals. We're all pissing in troughs.
Okay, good. Do you guys still get all drunked up and go dive through the urinal or through the troughs?
What? When did
That
you
was
do
the thing
that?
you guys
AJ?
told me you guys used to always do that.
No, in Chicago they did that.
Depends on if the urinal cake's flavored
It
or
happened
not.
once.
Z, you did it?
Yeah, I just fell.
Wait, excuse me. Hold on. Can you walk us through this real quick?
No, I'm just kidding. But no, I've seen people go belly flopping those things.
Did you ever see
Like slip and slides.
Yeah.
Did you ever see one that has ice in it? Those are the best to piss at.
Nice, yeah.
Like a luge?
Well, that's what John Tapper says because warm piss smells really bad. That's what they do it for, right?
Yeah, nothing better than the smell of ice cold piss.
Amen. Amen. It's like an air freshener.
It's like,
Does it smell like anything?
It's hard not to dive in.
Flyers.
It's cold.
Ice cold piss. I'm going to go to Ty in Wisconsin if he is there. Maybe our last caller of the day. We will see how it goes. But if Ty in Wisconsin is there, let's see what he's got going on.
AJ Hawk, I can't believe I'm talking to AJ fucking Hawk.
Let's go. Come on, Ty.
There you go, Ty. What's happening, man?
Hey, listen, I have learned more about the reality of football watching you guys on the McAfee Show than I could have ever imagined. You guys are awesome. You know, I mean, I admit I was probably like 99% of the fans. I was a box score, highlight, ESPN highlight fan. You know what I mean? I'd look at the box score, whatever that indicated. Oh, yeah, okay, that guy must suck. That guy must be good, blah, blah, blah. There's way more to it. But, what I really want to talk about, though, is journalistic integrity. I think that you guys are above board, and that absolutely rocks. Now,
yeah. Yep.
Born and raised in Wisconsin, which, by the way, hey, I want to give a shout-out. I want to say happy birthday, Mrs. Pat McAfee. And I want to give a shout-out.
Happy birthday, Sam.
Happy birthday, Sam.
I want to give a shout-out. Congratulations, Pie. You got the best fucking name on this show.
Hey, I like the cut of this guy's jib.
Yes!
But, listen, born and raised and lived in Wisconsin my whole life, I guess when I became self-aware of football was the first Super Bowl I remember watching was Super Bowl 10. That iconic Super Bowl, Pittsburgh and Dallas Cowboys, Lynn Swan, blah, blah, blah.
Great tilt.
Fuck yeah.
At the time, I was a Minnesota Vikings fan because the Vikings were good.
Oh, hang up. Get rid of him.
This
guy's a bandwagon.
The kicker was Fred Cox, no relation, but just the having the same last name.
Guessing your name's Ty Cox.
Probably is because my dad went to school with Dick Voigt, which is Stu Voigt's older brother. Stu Voigt was the tight end on those teams that kept losing Super Bowls.
Oh yeah.
I hate to cut you off. Is there a question?
Yeah,
Comment?
what's on your mind, pal? You got a question?
Here's what's on my mind. And I'm sure you know these guys, AJ.
You know him, AJ.
Judd Zogad from Score North. It used to be the ESPN 1500.
Jugs Orbeck.
I know Jugs.
Yeah, what? What about it?
Judd Zogad and Phil Mackey, they got the show. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, you gotta be
No
shitting
way.
me.
No
You gotta
way.
be shitting me.
No way. He just cut off.
He's not there anymore?
No
Doesn't
way.
sound like it.
You're lying.
Cut off.
Bruce, how you going to let him say all that and not get to his question,
What we're
Bruce?
going to learn about Jugs Mackey and Phil Warback.
Well, AJ, please tell us because you know those guys.
Yeah. You know
Of
Jugs.
course, yeah, but he wanted to talk something about how the local reporters do something. Is that what he's doing?
They're homers. Is that what it? Actually, I've learned that I think local reporters are more hard on the team than.
Yes.
It's bullshit.
They are very hard.
Yeah,
on
what do you
the
think?
team.
The Patriots,
I actually
they're
hate it.
interesting because we have Tom Curran on.
Yep.
Like, Connor, you guys do feel like they go really hard at the Patriots, don't you?
Oh, it pisses me off more than anything. Yeah, I mean, there was before the Mac Jones draft last year in 2021, there were multiple places talking about when the time is to cut bait with Bill Belichick. So, I mean, they all piss me off beyond belief. It really just is mind-blowing. And how many times do you see when a franchise quarterback leaves a place for them to just flip it that quickly and go back to the playoffs?
It upsets me because the local reporters are so hard on the team and the players that I feel like it gives the fans more because before I assume it's always been like this, but probably maybe more magnified now. But when the local reporters are so hard and say these things about the players, then the fans have no qualms with doing the same exact thing.
Yeah,
I think you're exactly right. They may not know anything about a certain player. All they've heard is what one personality may say about him, and then you're just going to run with it. Which I understand that's how it goes sometimes, but it does. It sucks. But those the local reporters, the beat writers, wherever the local TV people, whether it's college or the NFL, nobody knows the ins and outs of those teams more than they do. That's when I would do college games. The most beneficial calls I would have is if I would call local beat writers or local radio people. That's all they do is talk about that college team every day. I'm like, yeah, you guys know way more than I could ever dream of reading this whole week. So
yeah,
they definitely know.
It makes sense too, because when you're only talking about one team, when you're going week to week and your team doesn't win or they don't play well, obviously you definitely have to criticize them to a certain extent. But also I feel like the reaction can be a little drastic sometimes, where it's week 3 and maybe your team's 1-2 or 0-3, and you're already looking to next year or who you should.
What do you mean we're gonna see it this year? In the first week of preseason games, they're going to be calling for head coaches to get fired.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to say this guy sucks. Oh, this new quarterback's horrendous, and he took 7 snaps from a third-string center in the first preseason game, and they're going to say he's terrible. Like, that's just how we are.
Yeah.
We do that a little bit, but we do it in
sure.
a joking manner. I don't think any of us are real serious.
Well, also, I think just like with you and Connor and me, like fans, you have unrealistic expectations. Like I expect the Packers to like potentially win a Super Bowl every single year, and then the media is no different, you know. So if like a team doesn't start out great, or even if that year the Packers went to the NFC Championship and they went 13-3, but just didn't they just didn't win pretty during the year, like it's still like, you know, what was being written isn't in line with like, oh, this team went to the NFC Championship was a step away from the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and especially the Packers, like that's a perfect example. Like last year they lose to the Saints week 1, and everyone's talking about them being shit the whole year, and then they're the 1 seed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, is it different now though than it used to be, where like obviously quarterbacks are judged on Super Bowls, and if you can win the Super Bowl now though, if you haven't won one or you haven't at least been to one, it feels like no one's going to name you. You're not going to be an elite quarterback, are you?
No way. I mean, there was just an article written, I forget who said it, but I remember it was sent to the group about how, like, it might have been Chris Sims saying Joe Burrow's, like, ceiling is now Peyton Manning. And, like, I don't think anyone was saying that about him before last year, just because, I mean, he got hurt, but also he didn't go on that run. And I think it's, like, the same thing to your point about, like, the quarterbacks. Like, Kyler is probably on the edge of facing that right now because he's got a massive contract. He's never won a playoff game. Like, if he doesn't win a playoff game again this year, then I'm sure a narrative will be like
Brady changed all that, because growing up, and AJ, you probably know this too, like you looked at guys in the NFL and like the elite quarterbacks were like Marino, Jim Kelly, and Elway, guys who didn't win. And Elway, I mean, won two late in his career, but for a while, like it didn't matter if you won a Super Bowl or not. Those were still like elite level, highly respected quarterbacks. Now it's like you look at a guy like Josh Allen, who I think we'd all consider very good, pretty elite, but a lot of people won't give it to him because he hasn't won yet.
Yeah, people, until they see them do it, until they see him win the Super Bowl, they don't know if they ever can, and it's almost like, okay, what's wrong with this person? If a guy's been a starting quarterback in the NFL for 8 years and puts up great numbers and wins a lot of games and gets to the playoffs, just doesn't get to the Super Bowl and win, I think people always will be like, oh, well, what's wrong with them? Like, well, there's a lot of moving parts around this dude as well. So that's how basketball is so weird. One dude, you absolutely need a quarterback. If you want to win the Super Bowl, you need a quarterback playing at an elite level, at least in the playoffs. But that's not enough. Like, you still need a lot more. But if you don't have that quarterback playing at an elite level, good luck winning that Super Bowl.
There's going to be a lot of teams, quarterbacks, coaches in the next few years in the AFC because it's so loaded right now that we're going to be getting criticism because they're not winning Super Bowls when circumstances are like that. It's so stacked that good luck.
Well, and to Nick's point, too, it's like back then it wasn't so much like how many Super Bowls, and now it's obviously a much bigger conversation, like how many championships did they win? Like with Stafford and Rodgers, and like who knows what happens with the Chief and Mahomes. Like if none of those guys ever win another Super Bowl, I feel like the conversation is going to be like, but they only won one Super Bowl, no matter what. Whereas before, like Nick was saying, like it was more so like Jim Kelly, Dan Marino, they're unbelievable players. Like, doesn't matter if they won Super Bowls or not. And then, you know, in 5 years, and it probably is because Brady has won 7 and he's going for 8.
Nick's right. I think it's almost 100% because Tom Brady, like he set the expectations are so unrealistic now because we've seen him like, well, what do you mean? Tom's been to 15 Super Bowls. Why haven't you done that? Like, that's how people are compared now.
Yeah, and especially with like when you look at Aaron, he has 4 MVPs, and you know he is unbelievable. He's one of the best of all time. But like no matter what, you know that after he retires, the conversation will be he's very good, but he only won one Super Bowl.
Yeah, same with coaches that don't win a ring, or coaches though they don't ever say they only have one ring, do they?
I was going to say, I don't even know. I feel like that's just wins, right? Isn't it really just all-time
No, I don't
wins?
think I've ever heard anybody say he's only got one.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you get a ring, you're good. You're pretty much solidified for life, where you're not solidified, but you'll probably get a chance at a second job if you end up getting fired.
The only guy that I've ever heard quarterback-wise where he's only got one was, I think, maybe Peyton, because everyone held him to a much higher standard.
Yeah, because the winningest decade or whatever.
Yeah, you're right, I guess. But like when you mention those guys, if they don't win another ring, you said like Patrick Mahomes, Stafford, Aaron. I think Patrick Mahomes would be the most surprising just because he's so young and he won a Super Bowl so early. And we all instantly said, what do you mean? The Chiefs are going to win the next 7 Super Bowls? Probably. Yeah. And we all thought that.
For sure. And I think with Stafford and Rodgers, like the conversation with Stafford will be like, what if he left Detroit earlier? And then with Aaron, it'll be like, what if the team and front office like actually supported this guy while he was in like his prime of his life, really.
Man, you think Tom Brady plays past this year, Con?
Yeah, if they don't win the Super Bowl this year, he's definitely going to come back. I mean, Ryan Jensen signed a 3-year deal. Chris Godwin signed a 3-year deal. I think, what's his name? Carlton Davis signed a 3-year deal or a 4-year deal. If they don't win the Super Bowl, he's coming back. But I think they're going to win the Super Bowl.
Do you really think he'll walk away, though? You think he'll ride off into the sunset if he wins?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it murdered his entire soul, the fact that they lost to the team that won the Super Bowl and that they almost came back and beat the Rams in the fourth quarter there, if you remember, like right at the end. But no, I definitely think if they don't win the Super Bowl this year, he'll come back.
I'm so confused by his, like, I wish I could have came back in July rather than March. Like,
what does that mean?
Like, so he wanted the Bucs to go out and have to get another quarterback and prepare for the season, and then he would come back and fucking sit on his face?
Yeah, and let the key pieces of the team
Whose
leave.
face?
His face.
The quarterback they went out and got.
Yeah, just sit on the bench forever.
Sorry to that guy.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Like, I don't understand what that meant.
No one does.
I think he'll
was
play
that like
more.
a GQ article or what was that?
I don't know what it was, to be honest.
It might have been with Jim Gray.
Yeah, him and Jim Gray were at O'Houlihan Steakhouse or whatever was the sponsor.
Is that going to happen this year?
I assume so.
I don't know. Anything that happens when they don't win a Super Bowl, he typically cuts that out of his routine.
Was
so I
Larry
don't know.
Fitz at Tahoe?
He was.
You should have asked him because he was apparently the co-host.
Co-host
of
for
that
about
show.
a week or two.
Yeah, they just muted his mic though.
Was Larry on the mic at all when you guys listened midway through the season?
Yeah, the way it works is the first hour or half hour of the show is Tom and Jim, and I'm pretty sure they record that like Monday morning at like 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. or something, and then they run it later at night, and then it's Jim and Larry or something. Yeah, I think it's Jim and Larry after that.
Like reacting to it?
I think Larry, they might be previously recorded as well, and then they kind of just mash it together. I don't know if Tom and Larry were ever on at the same time. I could be wrong, but just from the pieces I caught, it didn't seem like they were ever on at the same time.
Just dudes being dudes, right?
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
It's got to be fun. Diggs, go over the giveaway one more time in the hashtag.
The giveaway, hashtag PMS Feel Good Friday. Make sure you use that in the tweet. Make sure you put your hashtag in the tweet. Also, we are asking for you to put in the tweet your favorite moment from this week, our week back, whether it's a screenshot or a video or whatever. Hashtag PMS Feel Good Friday, hashtag, then that, and then 10 people will be getting $500.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Awesome. Do that. Hey, Nick, quick, what's your favorite moment from this week?
Favorite moment from this week has to be Mitt McMahon stepping up to the plate and punching, fighting, scratching and clawing his fingers through this switcher back here and making it work on short notice.
Hey, thank you, Nick.
Great job, Mitt. Mitt, were you a bit nervous for your expanded, what you had to do this with in your new role?
No, never nervous, born ready.
Oh God, look at Mitt, just killing it. Good, you're a good example of what, like, I'm sure. Is he? What generation is he? He's not
Gen
a millennial.
Z.
He's Gen Z.
Let's go.
He tried
You're
claiming he
giving
was
Gen Z a
Gen
good
X
name.
the other day, which was wild.
Wait, what did he do?
He tried claiming he was Gen X the other day.
I don't know the generations, but whatever.
Yeah, he's
Mitt
Gen
just
Z.
keeps his head down and just grinding.
That's right.
What was your favorite part of this week, AJ?
My favorite part, Con, it's tough to pick one moment from this show. But, it was just good to be back. I felt like we were gone for a year.
Yeah.
So good to be back on Monday and everything throughout this week, man. It's been good.
My favorite. Go ahead. You go.
No, you go.
No, you go.
Come on, you go.
Okay, so you guys don't know this. I'll probably put it on Twitter. But AJ said he was up late last night because he couldn't sleep because he was thinking about the cock shuttle. And he drew and sent me a painting of it. It's really nice. I think I'm going to blow it up and put it on the
You
back
should.
here.
Nice.
Might be worth $1 million someday.
Yeah.
What about you, Con?
Mine was when you were cleaning dumps out of that boat because Vetter
Hell yeah.
forgot to go poop before you guys went.
Oh, no, he went before, too. They just couldn't handle it, man. Something
Big
about the
dumper.
waves and all of that
It's like
stuff.
plop.
I don't know.
Did you get seasick?
No, it wasn't too bad. We were out there too long. I got to swim at night last night. They had like the color with the kids. They had like the lights underwater that changed different,
love
like
that.
blue, red, green.
Oh, neat.
I tell you what, it was sweet. It was pretty cool.
Sounds
Guys,
like it.
Yeah, it sounds awesome, AJ.
Hey, PMS Feel Good Friday is the hashtag for the new giveaway. We will be back on Monday, Overaction Monday. See ya.